Thank you all for taking that moment with me. I appreciate it. It's honestly one of my favorite things we get to do is recognize, people because humanity is important. Um, oh, we need to record. Okay, nope, cancel. All right. So with that being said, we are now moving into roll call. Pro Tempore Harmon, whenever you're ready to do the roll call, you can go ahead.
All right. Senator Adamik, Murcia, and Akanda. Adamik, Murcia, Akanda, not here. All right. Senator Bateman, Gertz, Little, Selva. Selva's in the waiting room. Bateman, Gertz. All right. Little and Selva, you're here. I see you, Adamik. I got you. Senator Fahey, Rossi, Mouget, Shaler. Fahey, Rossi, Mouget, Shaler. Got you all. Senator Wilkinson, Promozic, England, Wang. I got Wang in England. No Promozic. And Wilkinson. All right, no Wilkinson. Senator Yanam, Senator Regadel, and Senator Soto. Yanam, Soto, Senator Regadel. Oh, I see it. I see you here. Senator Lecky, A. Gonzalez, Denton, and Martin. All right, I got Lecky. Denton, I got you. A. Gonzalez and Martin, got you guys. Senator Adams, Pendleton, Abston. Abston, Adams, Pendleton. Oh, Promozic, I got you. Okay, let me quickly add you there. All right, Senator Ferguson, Mayman, Dean, Pedroso. Yeah, if I've gotten your name, do you mind putting your hand down just so I can see everybody else? Mayman, Pedroso, got you both. R. Gonzalez, wait, oh. Senator Dean or Ferguson? Okay. Senator Rudolph, Medley Neyra, Tooks, and Ross. Good. All right. Senator Rudolph, I got you. Okay. Medley Neyra, got you. Senator Tooks, you here? All right, no Tooks. Senator Ross, Chabot, Kalink. Oh, Chabot is no longer a senator. Oops. Let's remove her. No Ross. Kalink, I know will be late probably. Senator Alvarez, Waters, Stinson, R. Gonzalez. I got you, R. Gonzalez. I saw you earlier. Alvarez, Waters, and Stinson. And Senator Rudd and Senator Randall. All right. Is there anybody that I missed before I count? Okay, I got you three that have your hands up. Okay. Give me a second to count. Oh, was Senator Murcia here? I feel like I accidentally marked her here. Oh, yes, she is. Okay, thank you. We are good. We have quorum.
Thank you, Pro Tem Parham. With that being said, quorum has been verified. So we will move into the correction and approval of the journal from 9/23/20, as well as the approval of the journal from 9/30/20. Is there a motion to approve the journal? Senator Yonam? No.
So moved, sorry.
Is there a second? Senator Lecky?
So seconded.
All right, are there any objections to the approval of the journal? Seeing none, we will move forward, and the journals have been approved to the student and non-budgeted RSO comments. With that, I currently have Ryan Villacorta as someone wishing to speak and public comment. But if anybody else would like to speak after Mr. Villacorta, please raise your hand so that I can recognize you. Mr. Villacorta, whenever you're ready, you can begin your opening or, your public comment that you'd like to say.
Thank you, Mr. President. It had come to my attention that a candidate that is being forwarded to the Senate tonight for a Senate seat was someone who I had campaigned with a little over a year ago. During one of those campaigning events, the candidate for business seat 3, I believe it is, myself and several other students witnessed them openly mock a Pride Student Union Coming Out Day event on Landis Green that we all felt to be very inappropriate and frankly disgusting. It worried us to the point that many of us tried to distance ourselves from the campaign and from this individual. Seeing that they were forwarded, several people who had been present had planned to come make statements. I'm not sure if any of them were able to make it out, but given that I had witnessed it firsthand, I wanted to come make the Senate aware of that, because this body should definitely not be one that acts on those types of discriminatory thoughts, and should definitely not be one where our agencies, particularly ones for oppressed and disenfranchised communities, are mocked by members of the Senate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Villacorta, for coming. Mr. Rowan, whenever you're ready.
Good evening, Mr. President. I've been asked to make this statement on behalf of the student who wishes to remain anonymous. Their statement reads, "I campaigned with Dylan Harrell, and he may not remember this, but I very clearly do. I watched as he looked at the Pride Student Union table with disgust as they had a rainbow door on Landis for National Coming Out Day. He turned to our campaign manager at the time, who was also a conservative, and asked, quote, 'How do you feel about this?' End quote. And she replied by saying something along the lines of, quote, 'Well, at least it's bringing us attention,' end quote. He was visibly uncomfortable in a situation where the LGBTQ plus community was being celebrated. In a body that preaches unity and diversity, there's no place for that kind of bigotry." That is the end of their statement.
Thank you for coming out. Ms. Cohen, I know Shannon Cohen said she wanted to state something.
Hi, yes, thank you. So first, I am a graduate student in the Applied Economics program, along with Director Martin, along with a lot of other students. Tonight, there is a consent resolution that includes a funding for graduate students in our program, in addition to undergraduates throughout the college, to attend a policy conference. I know that it's sometimes difficult to remember. I've been there in the Senate, but a lot of what you do is delegating money out to students that you don't typically interact with to engage in professional development opportunities. I know that as the president of the Economics Club, who works closely with the National Association of Business Economics. I know that myself and a lot of the peers in my program would appreciate it if you would consider approving the consent resolution that allows us to go on their trip. And I told the president of the National Association of Business Economics that I would mention that in an unofficial capacity, just because he's currently, there's currently a meeting for his organization right now. Also for Torchlight, for those of you who don't know, I'm currently the Director of Legislative Affairs for the Torchlight Campus Policy Center. A lot of what I'm responsible for is making the Student Senate as transparent as possible. Something that we continuously want to make clear is that we're not the judicial branch. We don't interpret laws. We're not the Senate. We don't set the rules. We're just here to try and make things as open, as transparent to the student body as possible. None of what we say or none of what we produce is designed to make senators or appointed members feel uncomfortable in any way. None of it's designed to attack anybody, which is why we always say at the beginning and at the end of these that if you ever have a question or concern about our content, we more than welcome your feedback. That being said, 3 major things. The first is that we have noticed a concern in committees in general, particularly the Oversight Committee. We have noticed a variation in the professional nature of questioning, with minutes continuously lacking in proper transparency and deliberations. This, coupled with recent concerns that a lot of candidates are being denied positions, makes it very difficult for us to assess the minutes because some of the deliberation information is lacking. I know that even in the past, like before the Senate even took place, that section of minutes was not properly written down in the past. So this is more just, we would appreciate it if moving forward, those minutes were taken in full so that we can do our jobs and read them accordingly. The second thing is, and again, if any senator has any official documentation that basically proves the opposite, to the best of our understanding, under the current rules of Constitution and statutes, there have been 3 candidates that have been on the floor for about 3 weeks at this point, and they have not been heard. That is to the best of our understanding. If you have alternative documentation, alternative official documents that you can make available to us that proves the opposite, again, we'd be more than happy to take them under consideration. But part of our job is transparency. It is recognizing the fact that the Constitution supersedes statutes, that statutes supersedes the rules of procedure, and that the official documents reflect that those candidates have been forwarded. So that's something that we just wanted you guys to know that we're monitoring in terms of what the legislative branch does in response to that, what the executive branch does in response to that. I'm sure that it's going to be talked about tonight. If alternative documents come to the floor of the Senate, that is something that we'll be taking in mind when we're analyzing it. And again, if you ever have any documents that we don't have access to or perspective that we haven't taken into consideration, we encourage you to reach out to us. Also, we wanted to make sure that the student senators know that if you go to the SGA branch, if you click the SGA website, if you click the judicial branch and you go under the reporter tab, there is an updated advisory opinion from the Supreme Court that came out recently that was requested by the Senate. So again, if you go on the SGA website, you click the judicial branch and you go to the reporter, there's an advisory opinion from the court. Finally, this is more of just for you guys to understand how we do things at Torchlight. There've been people reaching out to us in our personal DMs via text about projects that they would like to see, about concerns that they have. This is always fine. We're not saying don't talk to us. We encourage student leaders to reach out to us, but none of what you say in phone calls with us, none of what you text us is stuff that really ever appears in a Torchlight report. It's not stuff that we take under official consideration. Whenever we talk to you, we encourage you to go on our website and put in an official research request if you would like to see anything produced either legislatively or research wise. Part of this is because we're not really interested in appearing to because we don't take sides politically, and because we want to make sure that our content is discussed thoroughly by our directors before a project is officially approved. So if you have something that you would like us to cover, whether it's related to transparency or the official executive branch, we ask that you fill something out on our website. It's really simple, only takes a second. And just so you all feel comfortable as senators, again, we know that some of us interact different ways in SGA and other spaces and other organizations. None of what you text us or DM us or say on the phone is going to be stuff that we ever quote in a Torchlight article. We're not out to make anybody look bad. We're not out to be sneaky. We're a professional, transparent run think tank, and we try to do our best that we can to uphold that. So unless Director Martin has anything to add to what I just said, then And that is all that we wanted to bring to you tonight. I know it's longer than I typically talk, but we had a lot of stuff going through the docket. So again, you can always reach out to me at sc16e@my.fsu.edu, and our contact information is also available on the website. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen. Patrick Martin, you're recognized to address the Senate.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Senate President, and thank you, Shayna, for your words. And they have my full weight behind them as well. I wanted to point out that there is an opportunity for involvement here at Torchlight, and that is open to senators. There is the resident senator position. So I created that position because I had some interest from senators that wanted to work with Torchlight, but we want to have a position in place that acknowledges that a senator is somebody who is currently sitting in the Senate. And so this basically is a person who is a consultant for us. And so when we want to get a better understanding of how things are working, inside committee rooms, inside the way that that legislation is being formed and created. And so if you want to get involved with Torchlight, this is a position that is created specifically for senators. For example, they have no editorial control over anything because we don't want to allow for a conflict of interest to happen or anything like that. But they will be considered and they will be included in pieces. And it's a great way to contribute to a larger policy discussion and get your voices heard by students who want to hear things, maybe not from the Senate itself, but from a third party source. And so I encourage you to check out the application for it. And the position description, and that can be found at torchlightcenter.org/join, and that's under the consulting tab. So thank you guys for your time, and I'm looking forward to reading the well-taken minutes of this meeting and all following committee meeting minutes. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. So with that, is there anyone else here tonight wanting to speak in public comments or student and non-budget RSO comments? I apologize. Any other students wishing to speak or RSO leaders? If so, please raise your hand. If not, I will be moving forward with the calendar. All right, seeing none. We are now in special introductions and announcements. There are no special introductions and announcements at this time. Next, we'll be going into messages from the executive branch. Are there any messages from the executive branch? Seeing none at this time, we'll be moving forward again to messages from agency, bureau directors, SJ organizational officers, and employees. Tanvi, this is the director of the Asian American Student Union. Tanvi, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, hi everyone. Like Ahmad said, my name is Tanvi. I'm the director of the Asian American Student Union. Just want to give y'all a couple quick updates. This Friday, we are partnering with Pride to do a collaboration for their Pride Heritage Month. So we're going to be talking about the history of LGBTQ+ people in Asia with some focus on gender and transgender people, especially in South Asia. So that's going to be this Friday at 7 p.m. It's going to be a really interesting topic. There's a lot of cool history on it, so I encourage y'all to come out. We also have a candidate up for review tonight. Our treasurer is going to be interviewing with you all. I have my utmost confidence in her, and I really just wanted to give my support to her and recommend her to you all. She's already become a big part of our e-board. She's a great worker, really organized, and I just have my full confidence in her. So I just wanted to say that, and I hope you all have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, Tanvi, for coming out. With that being said, are there any other messages from agency and bureau directors, SJ organization officers, and employees? All right, seeing none at this time, we'll be moving forward with the calendar. Into messages from the executive cabinet. Are there any members of the executive cabinet present today wishing to make a comment? Seeing none, we'll be moving forward again to messages from the class councils. Are there any members of the class councils present tonight that were wishing to speak? All right, are there any messages from the Congress of Graduate Students? Messages from the Congress of Graduate Students. Seeing none, we are now in comments, messages from the judicial branch. We actually have a Supreme Court justice on the line who would wish to make a comment. Justice Mathisi, whenever you're ready.
Good evening, Senators. We are now in week 7 of school, and we are now in 4 weeks since the initial 4 members of the Supreme Court were confirmed. I know you guys are busy and have a bunch of stuff on the plate with budget approvals coming up and stuff like that, but we would just appreciate if when you guys can decide the right time is right to get us the 5th permanent justice so we can move forward as a full court. Obviously, as you know, there was no court over the summer, so we've got a bunch of cases that are built up. Thanks.
Thank you for your comment, Justice Mathisi. With that being said, we're going to move forward to messages from the Union Board and SOAR Board. Are there any messages from the Union Board and SOAR Board? Gigi Baru, whenever you're ready.
Hi guys, so Market Wednesday's back. This was our first Market Wednesday today for the semester. For now, it's on Discord. We posted a graphic on Instagram, the Engagement Ambassadors Instagram. Registration's working the same for RSO, so you register on Market Wednesday. You have until midnight the day before, and then we set up a Discord chat for you. We're going to be discussing Market Wednesday more tomorrow in our meeting, because most likely as time progresses, it'll change. So I'll keep you all updated. Again, email us if you have questions, but we would love to see you all there if you want to sign up and be there next week.
Thank you, Gigi. With that being said, we are in messages from the Campus Recreation Board. Are there any members of the Campus Recreation Board here tonight? Seeing none, we are now in the report of the SGA Accounting Office. The remaining balance for Senate projects is $32,000. For the Program Allocation Committee, it's $48,411, $48,411. For the Resource Travel Allocation Committee, it's $60,000. And for the Organizational Fund, we currently have $4,000. Now we're in report of Senate liaisons. Any Senate liaisons wishing to make a report at this time? Senator Silva. All right. Senator Selby, I'll start us off.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we hear you.
Okay, I wasn't sure if my mic was messed up. So for JSU, if anyone would like to reach out and just set up anything, please feel free to reach out to me or their e-board. In addition to that, they have a program coming up tomorrow and this Friday to help wrap up with the Jewish high holidays. And then some of what will that consist of, I can drop the flyers in the chat, but they are doing a pick up candies at the Chick-fil-A Plaza by Landis Green Thursday from 12 to 4, and then Friday from 12 to 4. And then they're also doing a Build a Sukkah dessert house, excuse me, from October 9th at 8 p.m. It's on Zoom too. It looks really, really fun. So if you need any more information, please feel free to reach out to me or go on the JSU Instagram, and I'll be dropping those flyers in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Selva. Senator Martin.
Hi, everybody. So I'm talking on behalf of Peace Jam Southeast today. So you have a really fun event tomorrow, October 8th from 5 to 6 p.m. Since it's National Voter Education Week, we're going to have a conversation about translating your stance to a voting plan that prioritizes the issues you care about most. I'll send the link in the Senate group chat, and then we still have our coaching and mentoring applications open if anybody is interested. Mentor applications close October 13th at 11:59, and then coaching closes whenever we have enough people. So hopefully you are interested in any of those events, and thank you.
Thank you, Senator Martin. Senator Yanam, did you wish to make a report? I can't hear you, Sandriano. I don't know if I'm the only one, but does anyone else hear her by chance or no? Okay. If you wanted to type your report, Senator Yanam, into the chat box, send it to me, and then I can send it to everybody else. So they'll be able to understand what you wanted to inform them on. But with that being said, are there any other senators wishing to make a report at this time? All right, seeing no other senators wishing to make a liaison report, we'll be moving into reports of the committee. The Chair of Judiciary, Chair Leckie.
So we didn't pass any legislation, but Senator England, I think, has come up with a good compromise with our committee for Bill 82. So we'll be getting that done next week. Bill 101 was tabled. And if I may, I'd like to address something brought up in the advisory opinion related to my committee, Mr. President, if that's all right.
Yeah, it's pertinent to the Judiciary Committee, so I wouldn't object.
Okay. So the advisory opinion is the prerogative of the court to talk about issues that are pertinent to our laws. However, the court said, quote, "It's the desire of our committee to operate in the shadows." And I found this to be a little inappropriate. That's not a comment on the law. It's not a comment on our statutes. It's a comment on our intentions. And I found that to be very inappropriate. And I would like to reiterate, all of our meetings are public. You can attend in person. Any student at Florida State University. Our minutes are well done. And everything is completely open to anybody wanting to attend. And I would like to reiterate that once again. And I'll also say, well, I'll leave it at that, but thank you.
Thank you, Chair Leckie. With that, we'll go into the oversight report. Chair Gonzalez.
Yes, thank you, President Geraldi. So we heard OGA Board of Director candidate, our beautiful Senator Rudd. She's on the floor tonight. And we also heard AASU Treasurer, and she's also on the floor tonight. We were absolutely amazed. We loved both of them, and they come with our highest approval. And with that, I yield.
Thank you, Chair Gonzalez. With that, we'll go into finance. Report on finance for Chair Adamique.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance met on Monday at 8:30. We heard a PAC and RTAC resolution. We passed them both unamended, and we also heard and confirmed a candidate for PAC, which we are excited to hear on the floor tonight.
Thank you, Chair Adamique. With that, we'll go into a report from the Student Life and Academic Affairs Committee. Chair Martin. Let me find her. There she is. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, hello again. So SLAW met at 5 p.m. on Monday, and we passed Resolution 88, Resolution 89, Resolution 90, and Resolution 91. Thank you to everyone for coming, and that is all.
Thank you, Chair Martin. With that, Chair Dean for budget. They're currently in, but Chair Dean is not present. Vice Chair Stinson, I don't believe he's present either. I know Senator Gonzalez from budget on the call. Senator Robert Gonzalez, if you wanted to maybe share some of the things that have been going on in regards to budget week. I know you were taking minutes when Vice Chair Stinson wasn't able to, but if you wanted to share with the Senate the sentiments of the budget committee so far in regards to budget week. Maybe. All right, so with that being said, we will move forward. Oh, Senator Bateman also in budget. Perfect.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'll just give you a quick overview. We've been doing meetings since Monday. So far, everything's going pretty smoothly. We are looking forward to deliberations on Friday. And I know that Chair Dean has been very adamant about this. Senators are more than welcome to come and attend meetings, and he's rather inclined to allow senators to ask questions at hearings. So if that is something that interests you tomorrow, please attend meetings. And that's about all our committee's been up to this week.
Thank you, Senator Bateman. So with that being said, rules and calendar, Pro Temp Harmon, if you had a report.
Hello, Senate. So rules and calendar was wonderful today. We heard 3 out of the 4 candidates that were forwarded to us. We passed all 3. The 4th one is tabled until next week because they had an academic conflict, so they just couldn't make it today, but they will be able to make it next week. We tabled Bill 92, Resolution 58, and Amendments 2 and 3 as the sponsor did not show. Once again, a class issue as well. And then we did pass Resolution 86, and we did not pass Resolution 87. Rules will be meeting possibly at 6 next week over Zoom. So thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you, Pro Tem Parman. With that being said, Chair Little from the Investigative Board, did you have anything to report to the Senate?
Our board has not met since the last Senate meeting, so no.
Thank you. With that being said, I believe there are.
Sorry.
Okay, so with that being said, we will move into Senate confirmations. Currently, we have 6 candidates on the calendar for confirmation. We have Senator Rudd going for Office of Governmental Affairs Board of Directors, Sonali Pastam for Asian American Student Union Treasurer. Also, when I state your name, candidates, please raise your hand so that way I can unmute you, and then we can get ready for the process that we're about to go through in regards to confirming each one of you. And with that being said, Cole Clemens is also on the call for PAC. April Hunter, she's on the call for the College of Arts and Sciences, seat 6. Cassidy Branch is here for undergraduate studies, seat 17. And then Robert Harrell for the College of Business, seat 3. So with that being said, if all 6 candidates could please raise their hand so that I could unmute them so that we can begin the process, which would be basically we're going to start off. There's going to be 5 minutes that you receive. You'll start off by giving an opening statement. And whatever you don't use from those 5 minutes will be yielded to your closing statement. But after your opening statement, we'll go into technical non-debatable questions. Senators will be able to ask you any technical non-debatable questions they have. And then after that fact, we'll move into questions in regards to your position and then questions in regards to your character. And then we'll forward the candidates individually. Once we do that, you'll be given an opportunity to give your closing. And then after you're given your closing, we will vote on each candidate separately. Hopefully that clears up the process for you so you understand what we're about to do. If it doesn't, please message me any questions you may have. With that being said, there's another 3 candidates that I believe should be on the call who haven't raised their hand. Cole Clemens, Mr. Harrell, Cassidy Branch, if you could please. And if you can't raise your hand, that's okay. I will do my best to find you and unmute you. But once I unmute you, please stay unmuted. Don't mute yourself because then it'll just make the process a little harder because I'll have to keep finding you and unmuting you in regards to, if a question is directed towards you. But give me one moment so I can make sure I unmute all the other candidates as well before we start. All right, there's 4. Five of the candidates. Who's the 6th one? Cole's unmuted. All right, okay, yeah, I muted all 6 of them. Perfect. I thought I had missed one. But with that being said, we are going to go one at a time. I will say your name and then ask you to do your opening statement. I will be timing you because you do have 5 minutes on the clock. And basically whatever time you don't use will be yielded to your closing. So we will be starting with the OGA candidate, Senator Rudd. Whenever you're ready, you have 5 minutes on the clock.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good evening, Senate. My name is Imabella Rudd. As you may know, I am a sitting senator in undergraduate seat 24. I'm really excited to be here interviewing as OGA Board of Director tonight. I am battling a low blood sugar right now, so I apologize if I, stumble over my words a little bit, but that's just part of it. I am really excited to have the opportunity to be in OGA. OGA stands for a lot of things that I'm really passionate for as a person, as an FSU student, and also as someone living in this country that has gone through areas and positions where I've had to advocate for myself and had to fight to get the representation I have needed within the government or within the classroom and many other entities. I'm really excited to share some of my tangible goals that I have going into OGA this summer. This fall and spring. Many of those are working on mental health and making sure that students have accessibility during these isolated time periods where a lot of us are at home, a lot of us can't make it to campus. We need to have more accessible resources that go out to the student body. Also COVID-19 specific efforts for people who are going to be struggling attending school in the next couple of semesters. Obviously COVID-19, we're seeing a very short-term effect right now, but this is going to affect students years to come from now. So I really want to focus on the long-term effects and make sure that students have the resources to be able to get to school and also stay safe at school. Another aspect of and part of the agenda I want to incorporate is gender neutral housing. We have a lot of dorms coming to FSU in the near future, and I really want to be working on advocacy with the Capitol to make sure that we do have these options available for students in the upcoming years. Also, for many of you that are familiar with Knowles Engaged in Politics, I would like to bring an activist and advocacy curriculum. It really is important to teach our future politicians and people engaged in government that they need to be talking to these organizations because those people are always in constant communication with the people they should be representing. Also, with the election coming up so quickly, we are, as I'm passionate about town halls and trying to get in contact with many local politicians as possible. A lot of people are going to be voting in the Tallahassee area. They need to know exactly who these candidates are and be able to have a relationship with them. And so I think it'd be really cool if we could start working on that, also in conjunction with FAMU. And then lastly, healthcare right now is a really big issue personally for me, but I know many students that are battling with these high prices of COVID-19 tests on campus. And I think that is unacceptable. People are being charged $300 and that's not fair. So I really want to start working on facilitating that conversation with OGA, with the FSU administration, and also with our local government. So thank you so much. I look forward to your questions and I yield.
Thank you, Candidate Rudd. You yielded with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to your closing statement. With that, we'll go to Candidate Pustum. Candidate Pustum, whenever you're ready, you have 5 minutes. And hopefully I said your name correctly. If not, you can correct me.
Yeah, you said it correctly, actually. Hi, everyone. My name is Sonali Pustum, and I'm the treasurer for the Asian American Student Union. I'm very excited to be here tonight. I am very passionate about advocating for the Asian American community at FSU. I remember when I first came to FSU, I had a lot of difficulty finding a community where I felt like I belonged there as a first-generation student and as an Indian American student. So I'm very passionate about creating or enforcing that environment for other Asian American students on campus and keeping up with our culture on campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Candidate Pustum. You yielded with 4 minutes and 32 seconds to your closing statement. With that, Candidate Hunter for the College of Arts and Sciences, seat 6, whenever you're ready.
So hello, everyone. My name is Abril Hunter, and I am a current class of 2023 environmental science and policy major with an urban and regional planning minor. I'm really excited to hopefully get to be a senator in this upcoming year. I'm very interested in the legislative process as I've been an Illinois youth senator in the past. I'm really excited to get to know everyone and advocate for the environment and sustainability on campus, as well as minority representation on our campus as well. I'm always open to any questions if anyone wants to ask me anything. And yeah, that's pretty much about me, and I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, Candidate Hunter, yielding with 4 minutes and 26 seconds to her closing statement. Candidate Branch for undergraduate studies, seat 17. Whenever you're ready, you have 5 minutes.
All right, thank you. My name's Cassidy. I'm a freshman this year. I'm from Tallahassee. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And, you know, I really wanted to get involved with SGA because I've pretty much grown up around politics. Like my mom's super involved and my cousins, and they both all graduated in political science. And I did SGA all 4 years of my high school, which is very different than SGA is in college, you know, and I'm really interested in like the actual like government system rather than just like the plan and the events. And so, yeah, I'm really excited. I hope to like get more involved and like kind of be more of a voice, and kind of, I also like want to like increase like voter registration because like, you know, people have mentioned like even though like you're in like Tallahassee, you might not be voting for Tallahassee local elections and stuff like that. It's like changing addresses and things like that. So that way these like students that are here for 4 years can have a voice in things that are directly affecting them. So that's kind of a little bit about like what I think. So yeah, I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, Candidate Branch, yielded with 4 minutes for your closing statement. So with that being said, we will go to candidate Harrell for the College of Business seat 3. You have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Well, I would like to begin by openly denying unequivocally the allegations made by my former running mates. I would never disrespect members of the LGBTQ community or of any community. And those allegations are simply false. And I'm quite disturbed that my former running mates would raise such false allegations and lies and undermine allegations that could be true by spreading lies and false allegations about something that I did not do. The student body deserves better from their elected representatives, and I call on those individuals to recall their statements and apologize to me and the members of the LGBTQ community for spreading such false information. I love this university. That's why I'm here tonight, because I hope to represent the students, all students of this university, and continue the tradition of success and professional development within our campus community. And I look forward to that. That's what I'm here to do. And I appreciate everyone's time tonight in this confirmation process.
Thank you, candidate Harrell. You yielded with 3 minutes and 49 seconds to your closing statement. With that being said, we are on our final candidate's opening statement. Candidate Cole Clemens for PAC. So candidate Clemens, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. I am running but I am applying for a position on the PAC committee. I'm a freshman here studying in finance, and in high school, I was heavily involved with SGA and the greater community in the school, just really trying to build a greater overall community. And I'd love to recreate some of that positive energy and sort of involvement I had on the secondary level here at FSU. I see the PAC committee as a great way to get a first step into SGA and primarily working with the budget, because ideally, I see finances as such a great motivator towards building student success here and building the success of RSOs here to really connect students and create a positive outcome for everyone here. And of course, now with coronavirus, that's also dramatically shifted how things are operating. So of course, having the financing to back that up and just really keep things in a positive direction. So eventually when things do return in person, groups can stay together and a positive direction can be maintained. That'd be a great direction to go in. And of course, I would just love to be involved with PAC. Thus far, I've already received financial certification and I'm eager to potentially be on the board. All right, thank you, and I yield my time.
Thank you, candidate. You yielded with 3 minutes and 52 seconds to your closing statement. So with that being said, all candidates have given their opening statement. So now we are in line for technical non-debatable questions. So if any senators have any technical non-debatable questions, this is the time to make them. If no senators have any technical non-debatable questions, I'll entertain a motion to go into round. No, Gertz, you have a technical non-debatable question?
Yes, this is a technical non-debatable question for the candidate for business seat 3. Mr. Harrell, did you or did you not retweet a tweet agreeing with the statement, "Dear dreamers, go home and fix your own nation, then apply for citizenship like all other illegal immigrants do. Come back, assimilate and be a proud American, but don't come here illegally, mooch a free education, wave a Mexican flag in our faces and tell us it's your dream." So did you or did you not retweet that?
I'm sorry, that question is not relevant to the matter at hand.
I'm sorry, that's not your decision to make.
I would like to comply with the Supreme Court order that only questions that are listed on the SGA website should be asked of candidates in the confirmation process.
The Supreme Court has not issued an order nor a decision on that. They've issued an advisory opinion. It is not your decision to make as to whether or not that is relevant. It's a technical non-debatable question. Did you or did you not retweet that?
I just gave you my answer.
Okay, you did. Fun fact.
With that, if the candidate does not feel like he wants to answer that question directly, it is his choice as a candidate to refrain from responding. However, you can perceive that as you may. So with that being said, are there any other technical non-debatable questions at this time for any of the candidates? Senator Gertz, did you have another technical non-debatable or your hand's just still up? All right, so with that being said, are there any other technical non-debatable questions at this time? If there isn't, I will entertain. Oh, do you have a point, Senator Gonzalez? Technical non-debatable? All right.
Yes, candidates, all of you. Have any of you guys participated in programs or trainings like NCBI, Allies and Safe Zones? Yeah, things like that.
So with that being said, I'll state the candidate's name and then you'll respond yes or no, because it's a technical non-debatable question. So we'll start with candidate Rudd.
Yes, I have.
All right, candidate Pustam.
Never participated in ally training, no.
Candidate Hunter.
No, I have not.
Candidate Branch.
No, I haven't.
Candidate Harrell.
I'm not sure if the hazing prevention module is in that list of trainings, but I've completed that training.
All right, thank you, candidate Harrell. Candidate Clemens.
As a freshman, I have not, but I would be interested to in the future.
All right, no worries. So with that, if there are no further technical non-debatable questions, Senator Lecky.
Yes, this is for candidate Rudd. If you are selected for OGA, do you plan on resigning from Senate?
Candidate Rudd, you can... No. All right. So with that being said, if there are no further technical non-debatable questions, I'll entertain a motion to go into questions in regards to character for the candidates. Chair Gonzalez.
So moved.
Senator Waters.
So seconded.
All right. Is there any objection to going into questions in regards to the candidates' positions at this time? Seeing no objections, we are now in questions in regards to the candidate's position. Senator Lecky.
So to follow up on my previous question, Senator Rudd, so if you're selected for OGA, you'll be in both the legislative branch and an element of the executive branch. So my question is, can you commit to abstaining on all legislation related to OGA in the future?
Senator Rudd, you can respond to that question.
I personally not put a thought to that that question before. However, if there is conflict of interest, I will abstain on those pieces of legislation. Outside of Senate at FSU, I have been able to say very nonpartisan and keep my conflicts of interest in the past very clear. And so with my past situations, I've been able to do that. And I have no doubt that I will be able to do that in separation of both entities and both involvements. So when necessary and when I evaluate that to be true and relevant, I will abstain on legislation, yes.
Thank you, candidate Rudd. With that, Senator Gertz, you have a question in regards to position?
Yes, this was a question to the candidate for business seat 3. Just looking over some of your experience and from my personal knowledge about some of the organizations and other things that you've been involved in. I noted that you are currently serving as the president of an organization that has repeatedly called into question current COVID guidelines and everything like that. So I would just ask, how do you view your potential role as a student senator in relation to the COVID pandemic, and what sort of leadership in dealing with those issues and the associated economic impacts can we expect to see from you in that role?
Is that a question, Senator Gertz, to all senators in regards to how they feel about COVID-19 and how they would play into that? Or is this question specifically meant for the candidate for seat 3 of business seat 3?
Due to the fact that he's in an organization that has repeatedly called into question current guidelines, yes, just for him.
Well, you may respond.
I'm not aware of any situation where an organization that I'm involved in would put people in a public health safety risk. I would encourage all students in my position to refer to local and state guidelines, recommendations from the CDC in dealing with this pandemic. I do not think that public health safety precautions should be overlooked or undermined in any way.
Thank you, candidate Harrell. With that, Senator Randall, Chair Randall, did you have a question in regards to the position for the candidates
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Senate President. Senator Gertz brings up a good point about COVID-19. It was coming up in my committee actually this week. How would we deal with that if it continued into next year? So I'd like to ask every candidate, specifically for Student Senate, how do you think we can improve the FSU experience for students going forward, given the COVID-19 pandemic? Is there specific legislation you'd like to propose, specific initiatives you'd like to work on? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. We can start with candidate Hunter.
Yeah, perfect. So I think that we're in a very interesting time right now with COVID-19, and I don't see anything being completely different in the near future. So I think it's really important to take into consideration students who aren't on campus or aren't in the Tallahassee area and how this may be affecting their learning environments. For example, students in households where they can't always do honor lock and tests like that. So there's no specific legislation that I know of right now or that comes to mind that I would like to advocate for, but anything that makes it easier for students to participate in school and the education that they pay for, whether they're in Tallahassee or whether they're in their hometowns, I think that would be crucial for Senate to consider.
Thank you, candidate Hunter. I appreciate the response. Next, we would like to hear from candidate Branch. How would you respond to that question?
Yeah, so like she was saying, I don't really see COVID going away anytime soon, and that's really unfortunate. It's definitely hits close to home. Both my parents ended up in the hospital with it. So it's definitely a serious concern that we need to take into account. And so similar to what she was saying with education and your learning environment, that's definitely something that we should discuss during legislation, because, a lot of us are very blessed to be able to take our honor lock exams in our room or tell our roommate to leave. No, you can't really do that with some people. So definitely taking into consideration those circumstances for others that we don't directly see.
All right, thank you, candidate Branch. With that, our final candidate for Senate that is on the call, candidate Harrell, you can respond.
Certainly. Students are paying for their education, and so I think it's important that as we deal with the pandemic and if we have to continue with remote learning in many instances to ensure student health, safety, then I think that we should make sure that students have the resources such as office hours available for them to reach out to their professor, because right now a remote learning environment is their only option, and some people do not learn as quickly or as efficiently in that regard, but we need to make sure that they have access to the resources provided by the university, and also that they have mental health resources, as many students could be still at home or here in Tallahassee and may not get out very much and or remain confined into their personal residences. So we need to make sure that they have the mental health resources, as long as the academic, also with the academic resources to be successful.
Sorry, guys, I was muted. I was saying thank you, candidate Harrell. But with that being said, are there any other senators wishing to ask a question at this time? Senator Gertz, do you have another question in regards to position?
Yes, thank you very much. I would just like to ask to all of the candidates, understanding that we are currently moving towards a presidential election, and that it has been brought to my attention that at least one of the candidates for the Student Senate has retweeted things calling Democrats enemies of the state, which if anyone wants to see that, they can DM me. Will you all please state whether or not you will abstain when it comes to voting on matters relating to peoples whose beliefs you may disagree with, so that we do not bias their results here in Senate? So will you commit to abstaining should an organization who you have conflicts with on your beliefs ask for funding?
Oh, asking for funding. Okay, that's a different question.
Yeah, funding is what I meant. I apologize for not mentioning that.
Because it's inappropriate for you to ask about people's But okay, that's if it's about funding directly, I
Yeah.
will allow to answer or abstain in regards to if they disagree with funding an organization based off of personal belief, because at the end of the day, we're here to fund students. But we can start with candidate Rudd. Well, I think this is for the senators, Gertz. Is this for the senators only?
Since they, I believe, everyone except for Emma Bella, I believe, because the other person is a PAC member, so I believe it would still be pertinent for them. But Emma Bella is already a senator, so I can't say anything about that.
All right, so we'll start with candidate Hunter.
I actually was going to ask for the question be rephrased, if that's okay. So would you mind rephrasing the question, please?
Rephrase it, Gertz, because it was a lot.
Yeah, I apologize. I teach German classes, so sometimes my language order gets mixed up. German puts verbs at the end, fun fact. So my question is, when it comes to funding organizations, we are content neutral as a Senate. So can you commit to being willing to like abstain when it comes to questions of funding organizations that you may have personal beliefs that go against those organizations? So like, for example, if you are like a very, very conservative person, funding of like left-wing RSOs and so on.
Yeah, so for me, I don't believe that any of my core like moral beliefs or anything like that would get in the way of me knowing what to allocate funds towards or the funding process. But if I ever believe myself to not be able to make a decision, which I highly doubt, that is not flawed by my own personal biases, then I would absolutely abstain. However, I do not see that being an issue for myself.
Thank you, candidate Hunter. Before we move forward to the other candidates, I know Senator Mouget had a point of some sort. What was your point, Senator?
I guess just a point of information. Are we allowed to ask questions on how potential senators will be voting in a situation? I'm just out of curiosity.
Personally, I would assume that would be inappropriate if we're asking them about legislation. But when it comes to funding an organization and asking if they're going to hold bias against an organization because of a moral sense, asking them if they would be willing to abstain in that regard, I feel like would be
okay. So the question is based on their opinions of a specific organization, not necessarily the legislation that's brought forward to the Senate.
correct. It's only about funding. That's why I allowed it.
But so funding, the legislation regarding funding?
Funding organizations, whether it be PAC, RTAC, through the budget, just in regards to funding organizations that you may not necessarily morally feel comfortable with funding if it was your decision alone. If that makes sense. So that's I guess again, point of information. So if we're questioning them on funding legislation, but we're not allowed to ask about potential legislation, I think we're both saying the same things, but I don't understand how a piece of funding legislation is different than separate piece. Because funding is about students overall, and it doesn't matter what we believe as a senator in regards to funding. The students have an opportunity to be able to get the funding that they need for their organization. So I would hope that people who want to be in our positions don't hold the bias against someone in regards to.
Oh yeah, no, I was just speaking logistically, not necessarily like that.
I think that in this instance, it's okay and appropriate, but if the question were phrased differently, I would agree that it's inappropriate and I wouldn't have allowed responses.
All right.
Candidate Branch.
Yeah, so if my personal beliefs were ever to get in the way, like I would definitely abstain, but I don't see that happening because I'm a voice for the students, not for like me personally. And so I'm supposed to be representing them, not just myself, but I don't see that being an issue. But if it ever was, like, I would definitely abstain, but yeah.
Thank you. Candidate Harrell.
Yes, I can say with affirmation that I would never let my personal convictions or partisan or political beliefs or disagreements inhibit my ability to perform the duties of the Student Senate, and especially in regard to funding RSOs. I think RSOs are very important. They play an integral role in the professional development of all students. And if it were to ever come to that, I would abstain from voting.
Thank you. I appreciate you for the response. And then I would ask candidate Clemens, because you're in PAC, you're applying to be a part of PAC, which is a funding board.
All right, yes, thank you for the question. So as I was explained to me, and what I truly believe is that PAC should be, the primary goal should be to benefit the student population and to benefit everyone with an equal perspective. Regardless what the organization believes in or what the directives they may take, that still benefits the student population. Whether you agree or not, that is still a valid organization to be treated as such. With that, I believe that when you look into funding decisions, this should be a nonpartisan decision, a decision I should take based on the merits of the organization and the funding request. And with that, I would abstain with any personal biases. And thank you.
I'm sorry, I apologize for cutting you off at the end there. But thank you, candidates, for your responses. Is there a motion, senators, to go into questions in regards to character? Senator England.
So moved.
Awesome. Senator Soto.
So seconded.
All right. With that being said, are there any objections to going into questions in regards to character for the candidates? Seeing no objections, seeing no objections, we are now in character questions. If any senators at this time have any questions in regards to the character of any of the candidates up for confirmation tonight, please raise your hand at this time. And if not, we can entertain a motion to forward the candidates individually if there are no questions in regards to character. But it is up to you all, senators. Senator Gritz, did you have a character question?
Yeah, just for all of the candidates, understanding that the Student Government Association has been going through quite a tumultuous time these past few months, could you please point to an experience or strategy or otherwise thing that that would relate to your ability to deal with conflict resolution, or point to your experience with moving forward with people who you may not agree with?
All right, so this is for all candidates, correct?
Yes.
Candidate Red, you can start us off.
Awesome. Thank you for your question. Well, in regards to, disagreeing on issues and trying to move forward to getting things done, as a senator who was here this summer as my first semester, I learned a lot, but it extremely just was a good experience to understand that despite many disagreements on issues, we still are students, we are still people, we still get things done. I had the opportunity to go to Girls Nation a couple years ago as a junior going into my senior year, and a lot of women that we traveled to Washington, D.C. to debate on issues. We had a lot of conflicts with passing bills, just like we do here in Senate every Wednesday night. We had 3 full days of Senate, and a lot of these bills we disagreed on. We came across the whole nation trying to agree on issues. One of them was insulin prices, and unfortunately that didn't even make it through the Senate, and that almost broke my heart. But I had to wake up to the realization that communication is really important, and if you're not an effective communicator when it comes to being a representative of your people, you can fail to get things done. And throughout the summer, throughout my experience at Girls Nation, I realized as long as we can find a gap and build into creating a moment where we can find a place to grow instead of fighting against each other, I find that really important. That aspect of communication is really important to me in conflict resolution, and I've really been able to work on that during my time as a senator, and that's what I find to be most prominent in building off conflict, and especially nonpartisanship or bipartisanship as well.
Thank you, Candidate Red. With that, we'll go to Candidate Pustum.
Okay, so in regards to talking or doing conflict resolution with someone who I don't necessarily agree with, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is a baseline respect for both parties. So if they don't respect me, how am I going to be able to argue my point, and vice versa? If I don't respect them, how am I going to be able to listen to them and see what their side of it is? So recently, in another organization that I'm in, we had a couple of conflicts regarding our policies on diversity and inclusion. So with that, I navigated it by keeping a baseline respect for the other people and explaining my points and listening to them when they explained their points, and we were able to reach a conclusion on their policies with that.
Thank you, Candidate. Next, we'll go to Candidate Hunter.
Yeah, so I've a situation that was kind of similar to Senator Amabella Rudd's. I was a youth legislator in the Illinois Senate for a couple years in high school. And in doing that, I passed bills every year, I lobbied, things of the sort. And that within itself comes with, I guess, conflicts. And with those conflicts, I think what I understood as one of the most important things, which has been touched on previously, is communication, and also, as the previous person just spoke about a little bit, respect. But another thing that I found of great importance is empathy, and being able to understand where someone is coming from at all times. That doesn't necessarily mean you change your opinion to agree with them or you hold the same beliefs, but understanding the place in which aggravation and discord can come from is really important to me. So that's been very important in conflict resolution. But I guess in resolving those conflicts, imminent critiques have been very crucial to me. So being able to show contradictions in the point that someone's arguing without necessarily negating or being disrespectful or being rude is, I think, a great step in conflict resolution. So imminent critiques are something that I really hold close and use a lot when it comes to conflict resolution. And for me, I guess at the end of the day, it's mostly what my two previous candidates before me said, was respect and communication, and then also empathy. So that's how I go about conflicts most often. And I guess one of the most prominent conflicts that I've had has been being an Illinois representative. So that's all.
Thank you, Kendit Hunter. With that, Kendit Branch.
Yeah, so I actually share a similar experience as well. This year, I was able to participate in the Tallahassee Youth Government Week for city government. And so we were doing like a mock commission meeting, and we like had the people that got appointed, you were allowed to be like commissioners, and there was only 8 out of like maybe 40 people that got to be the commissioners. And a lot of the issues that were brought up were like knocked down based on like partisan policies. So like if they personally didn't think that, they weren't taken into account in like the greater good, even though it was mock, it was still like very difficult to see like them not willing to work together. But like all the other candidates have said, like it really does just come down to respect and understanding the other side, rather than just like blinding yourself with your personal beliefs and personal views. Because when you're taking into account what they're saying, rather than just thinking, oh, they have a different view, you can get more done, and you can work better, you can work well together and just help like the greater good, rather than just like your own personal beliefs.
Thank you, Kendit Branch. Kendit Harrell.
Yes, I recognize the importance of diversity of thought because that encourages compromise and teamwork, which is important when we're working together for the greater good. And I think it's important that we do that. And if we dissent in a very respectful manner. And because at the end of the day, we're all here to perform the duties of the Student Senate and improve the student experience. And it's important that we do that in a peaceful and respectful way.
Thank you, Kendit Harrell. And then Kendit Clemens.
All right, thank you for the question. I would say, speaking of my past experience, still in high school, I was involved heavily with my classes steering committee and the roles involving fund allocations and just general class direction. And with that, I would say large amounts of conflicts did come up over my course of my years working. And I would say one of the biggest thing when it comes to really just accepting everyone's beliefs on the matter. Working towards a middle ground is much more important than pushing your direction the entire way through, because you're not going to find an actual outcome with just your beliefs on the matter. I found truly incorporating everyone's discussions into the final outcome was the only way forward, really, and to really find that true outcome on the matter, which I would say was how I found success in the past and how to continue to do so working into SGA here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendit Clemens. I thank you all for those thoughtful responses. With that, if there's no other questions in regards to character, I would be entertaining a motion to call the candidates to question individually. Senator Gertz, did you have another character question?
Yeah, I just had a quick question for the candidate for business seat 3. Specifically, understanding that both our actions and our thoughts, as well as our words, do reflect upon our character and the character that we take with us into the Student Senate, as well as understanding a documented history that you have of telling Dreamers to go home to their own country, as well as referring to them as Mexicans and referring to Democratic people as well as left-wing people as enemies of the United States. do you believe that these people can feel comfortable coordinating with you in the position of a student senator? And if so, why?
Can you maybe rephrase the question? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking.
So the people that you have made comments about in the past that are deeply negative and, may I say, frankly racist, do you believe that they will be able to communicate and work with you effectively despite your character and history? And if so, why?
You can respond, candidate Harrell, to the best of your ability.
I have never made racist comments or in any way disrespected people of any community. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure if Mr. Gertz is allowed to bring in this political questioning. I'm not sure the relevancy of it.
Yeah, so with that being said, I appreciate you bringing this information to the Senate, Senator Gertz, and asking the questions that you think are relevant. However, I think it is important for us to move forward and focus on the candidates holistically rather than continuously directing your questions to one candidate. I understand that you feel passionately about the issues, but at the end of the day, we need to ensure that all candidates are being asked questions and don't feel targeted when they are in this process. So with that being said, if there are any further questions, I'll entertain them. If not, I will entertain a motion to go to forward the candidates individually. Senator Gertz, do you have a motion? No. Senator, there's so many hands. Senator England.
I move to forward the candidates individually.
Senator Little.
I second.
All right. So with that being said, are there any objections to the candidates being forwarded individually? Seeing no objections, we will start with candidate Clemens, giving your closing statement with 3 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock.
Right. Thank you for having me tonight. It's been great hearing the Senate operate again and getting further involved with SGA here. I feel passionate about the PAC committee and my potential role with it. And really just the end goal here would be to help the RSOs here and really just try to build student involvement, especially at the time of coronavirus and the sort of situation where the campus is currently at. The biggest thing is just building that community back together and ensuring students can remain connected back to the school they once were a part of and the overall commitments that continue to be had into the future. With that, thank you for having me tonight, and that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Candidate Clemens waives the rest of his time. Candidate Harrell, you have 3 minutes and 49 seconds whenever you're ready for your closing statement.
Yes, thank you all again for your time. I appreciate you, and it's an honor to come this far in the process, and I look forward to working with each of you to build on the success of this university and ensure that students have the resources that they need in the age of COVID to be successful. And as most students are here to advance their professional careers, I hope we can work together to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of the RSO community here to ensure student success and professional development, that Seminoles can go out in the future and make real important change in their respective communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate waives the rest of his time from his closing statement. With that, we'll go to candidate Branch. Candidate Branch, you have 4 minutes on the clock whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you all so much for your time and having us here and giving us the opportunity to speak and share our opinions and stuff like that. And like everyone else has said, during this time of COVID, it's so important to be even more of a voice for the students. And I hope y'all know, I'm super passionate about involvement and SGA and getting to represent the student body. And I wanted to say thank you so much. So yeah, I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, Candidate Branch. With that, we will go to Candidate Hunter. Candidate Hunter, you have 4 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock whenever you're ready for your closing statement.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank everyone tonight who's listened and been a part of the discussion and conversation. I'm very excited to possibly be a member of Senate. It's been something I wanted to do for a really long time. As a member of Senate, hopefully I'd advocate for the environment and sustainability as well as minorities on campus, as though those are things that are very important to me. I also really want to be a voice for the people who aren't on the Senate and who don't have this opportunity. So thank you all so much for listening to me tonight, and I hope to get to know all of you better soon. That's all.
Thank you, candidate Hunter. You waive the rest of your time. We appreciate it. Candidate Pustum, whenever you're ready, you have 4 minutes and 32 seconds.
Thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to what I have to say and coming out to give us questions during this time. I'm really excited to be in this position and to help out the Asian American community at FSU. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Pustum. With that, we will go to our final candidate, candidate Rudd. Oh, am I frozen?
You're frozen, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was like,
You're back.
all right. I was stressed out. I was like, I can't see anybody. All my cameras are black. I was like, uh-oh. That's never good when you're presiding. But we have 2 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock for you, candidate Rudd, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you all so much tonight for listening. I really appreciate you taking the time and just being a senator and being here to represent. I know how it feels, and I really appreciate your questions. I hope I and all of the other candidates answered your questions thoroughly tonight. I did want to mention one of the tangible goals I forgot earlier that I'm really passionate about is the renaming of campus buildings and also other entities on campus. That's really something I'm passionate about, and we are going to work hard until that statute in the Florida law is overturned. Hopefully, if it's not this year, it'll be next, and we're going to keep working hard to make sure that gets done. I hope you trust in me to continue this advocacy also outside of Senate and on the state level and the local level and maybe the federal level. But thank you, and I appreciate it. I yield my time.
Thank you, candidate Rudd. So with that, we have heard all the closing statements for all 6 candidates that are on the calendar for confirmation tonight. And so with that being said, each candidate has been forwarded individually. So when I say candidate and then your last name, I please ask each of you to state your name as well as the position you are going for, because we will be in line to vote. So after you state your name and the position you're going for, we will go into the voting aspect. Senators will then vote. And then after that, we will just go through the process for all 6 individuals. Once we go through all 6 individuals, all of you please stay on the call because if you do get, you get a majority votes in the positive, which means you're confirmed and you passed. You have to wait until all other candidates who are on the docket are confirmed, so that way you can all get sworn in by the pro tempore. So just want to make that clear before we move forward. But with that being said, we will start off with candidate Rudd. So state your name and the position.
Amabella Rudd for OGA Board of Directors.
All right, and so senators, you are now in line to vote. Yes is for yes, no is for no, and then go faster is for abstention on the candidate.
All right, if everybody has stayed in since I took roll call, we should have 34 people total. So that's 31 votes. So I need 3 more votes. Somebody's missing. Or somebody left.
It looks like all the senators voted. I'm looking at all the names. I don't see anybody.
Okay, so now we have 33. So somebody might have left. Oh. Okay, so give me a second while I write down the. Oh, 34 people voted. Awesome. Thank you. All right, vote reads 32 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention. Candidate does pass. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Round of applause for the candidate. With that, we will go to our next candidate, candidate Pustum.
Hi, my name is Sonali Pustum, and then treasurer for Asian American Student Union.
All right, with that being said, you are all now in line to vote. Senators, yes for yes, no for no, and go faster for abstention.
Okay. All right. All right. Once again, 34 votes, because hoping nobody left in the past 2 seconds. All right. Awesome. Wait, let me find it. Vote reads 33 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention. Candidate does pass. Congratulations.
Congratulations, candidate Wisdom. With that, we will go to our next candidate, candidate Clemens. Can you please state your name and your position?
Cole Clemens for the Programming Allocations Committee.
All right, with that being said, senators, you are in line to vote yes for yes, no for no, and go faster for abstention.
All right. We have 4 more votes. Ooh. 3 more votes. Senator Kalink, you haven't voted yet. All right, yeah, Senator Kalink. All right. Wait, which candidate was this? I'm sorry. Oh, Clemens, okay.
Clemens.
Oh, somebody took away their vote. Put it back. All right, there, okay. 33 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention. Candidate does pass. Congratulations.
Congratulations, candidate. So with that, we are now going to go into our Senate candidates, and we will be in line to vote for them one at a time. So candidate Hunter, please state your name and the Senate seat you're going for.
Abril Hunter for Senate Seat 6.
And so senators, with that, you are in line to vote yes for yes, no for no, and go faster for abstention. It seems like you guys got the hang of it, so.
Also, this one is a vacated seat as well. So this one must pass by 2/3. It was vacated in the summer.
Correct.
As a full seat, not a summer seat. Yeah.
I know that one as well for undergraduate 17.
Actually, all of them.
I was gonna say.
Senator Kalink. And then someone else, I believe. Not sure who. Oh, myself. I always do that. Okay. All right, vote reads 32 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention. Candidate does pass. Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations, candidate. With that, we will go to our next candidate, which is candidate Branch. Please state your name and the Senate seat you're going for.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My name is Cassidy Branch, and I am going for Senate seat 17.
All right. With that being said, senators, you are now in line to vote yes for yes, no for no, and go faster for abstention.
Okay, Senator Shaler, please vote. Oh, did someone change their vote from yes to no? Or have I been looking? Oh, yeah, okay.
And Senator Shaler's the one that didn't vote this time.
Okay, I was looking for that. All right. Vote reads 23 yes, 6 no, 4 abstentions. this candidate does pass. Yeah.
I did the math. I was thinking for you.
Okay.
But with that being said, we are on our final candidate for confirmation senators, which is candidate Harrell. Candidate Harrell, could you please state your name and the position?
Robert Dillon Harrell, student, Senate College of Business, seat 3.
All right, with that being said, senators, yes for yes, no for no, and go faster for abstention.
All right, give me a second.
Still missing 5 votes.
Yeah, one of them was mine, but my bad. Sorry. All right, vote reads 4 yes, 21 no, 7 abstentions. I just have to check if that's within the 25%. Is that 25% abstentions? No, okay, well then this candidate does not pass, unfortunately.
I did the math wrong for a second. It said like 30%. And I was like, it's definitely under 30. But with that, so 5 candidates have passed. I apologize, candidate Harrell. You did not pass through the vote of the Senate. You did need 2/3 vote in the affirmative to be confirmed, but you did not receive that vote, and I apologize. But with that being said, you do not have to stay on the call if you don't wish to. However, you are welcome. This is an open meeting. But for the 5 candidates who did make it through the confirmation process and got the votes in the affirmative to be confirmed, whenever the pro tempore is ready to swear you all in for your oath of office, you will do so. But while he gets ready, I did want to just say a few words to the two senators, well, the 2 newly appointed senators. Welcome. Now, after you're confirmed and sworn in by the pro tempore, you will now be full-fledged senators in the sense that you will have voting rights. You'll be able to vote on the piece of legislation that will be heard tonight. You'll be able to vote next week if there's other candidates on the floor. And beyond that, I would definitely love to have conversations with each of you. I know the pro tempore as well would, to kind of inform you on what you're able to do as senators, kind of moving forward, what committees. I would love to have a conversation about what committees you'd like to be a part of, so that I can appoint you to them. But yeah, whenever the pro temp is ready to swear in the candidates.
All right, before we begin, candidates for student body offices may choose to replace the words "so help me God" with "on pain of impeachment" when taking the oath of office. Do you understand? All right. May all candidates please raise their right hand. All right. I, please state your name.
Clemens.
Yeah, it's a little weird on Zoom. So promise to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.
Promise to support and defend the United States of
the
America.
Constitution of the United States of America.
The state of Florida.
State of
The state of Florida.
And the Florida State University student body.
And the Florida
And the Florida State University student body.
and I shall perform my duties to the best of my ability.
I shall
And I shall
perform
perform
my
my
I shall
duties to the
perform my
best of my
duties to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Well, I would shake your hand, but
Congratulations, candidates. So candidate Butsum, candidate Clemens, and then the third candidate. Oh, Senator Rudd, you have to say. But for candidate Butsum and candidate Clemens, you both are welcome to leave at any time. You do not have to stay on the call. You have been confirmed. Senator PAC member Clemens now, you will be reached out to by Chair Yanam. She's going to be the chair that you'll be working with in regards to PAC. And then candidate Butsum, welcome to the agency. I know you've been working with them already, but I look forward to seeing the great work you do. And thank you all. And then for the two Senate candidates, hopefully you stay on the call because you're now senators and you're a part of our family. So welcome. But with that being said, we are going to move forward from confirmations. I just want to say that I'm a little frustrated that we have Senate tonight just because the debate is happening right now between Kamala and Pence. So it's definitely exciting, but that's just personal piece on the side. But moving forward from confirmations, we are now looking at the consent calendar, starting with consent resolution 26, sponsored by Senator Randall, for $2,000. I apologize, $2,000 and $2,025 for the National Association for Business Economics at FSU, passed in finance on 10/5. So we'll be starting with this one. For consent resolutions, usually we just need a motion to approve them, but because this one is over $2,000, we need a 2/3 vote in the affirmative to fund this organization. We have a member from NABE, which is the National Association for Business Economics, on the call if anyone has questions. Yes, Senator Randall.
I move to unlock the calendar and start with the PAC resolution instead.
Oh, that's kind of you. All right, is there a second to his motion? Senator Mayman. I second. All right. So with that, are there any objections to the unlocking of the calendar to go into the PAC resolution before the RTAC resolution? Seeing none, the calendar is unlocked. I will ask, once we are done with the PAC resolution, for someone to call the orders of the day, which will return us automatically to the calendar in the correct order. But with that being said, we are now on consent resolution 29, sponsored by Senator Yanam. It's $2,000 for the Flute Association, passed in finance on 10/5. Just give me one moment to pull up the consent resolution, because for consent resolutions, it is my understanding that I always have to read them out loud in front of everybody so that you guys can get a clear-cut decision on it. But just give me one moment so I can pull it up. Oh, he's sharing his screen.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No worries. I was about to share mine and that was asking me to stop sharing yours. But with that, so this is consent resolution 29, whereas the program allocation committee met on Monday, October 5th, 2020 at 5 p.m. on a Zoom meeting, whereas the program allocation committee was petitioned by a recognized student organization. It was the Flute Association at Florida State University. They had the program. The program is a Flute Day, which is 11/14/2020 from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. in a virtual setting. For contractual services, they needed $2,000, expenses $0, food $0, clothing and awards $0, for a total of $2,000. Whereas these amounts are subject to the approval of the Finance Committee. Be it resolved that the 72nd Student Senate at Florida State University, that the Student Senate approve the allocation expenditure of the organization listed above in the following manner. So with that being said, is there a motion to accept the consent resolution 29? Senator Soto.
So moved.
Is there a second? Senator England? Did I not? Did you unmute?
Just a quick point, Mr. President, before I second. Understanding the total is $2,000. Am I correct in assuming we actually need a vote?
Because it's
has to be over two. Okay,
if it's
then in that case, gotcha. In that case, I'll second. Thank you.
Senator England. And just to further that, we're going to have to vote on the other consent resolution because it's over 2,000. But with that being said, are there any objections to the approval of consent resolution 29? Seeing no objections, consent resolution 29 has been approved and accepted by the Senate. Congratulations to the Flute Association. With that being said, we will now, I'll ask for the order of the days. Does anybody move to go back to the order of the day?
I move to go to the order of the day.
All right, with that, there's no need for a second. There's no debate. Automatically, we go straight to it. So with that being said, we are back on consent resolution 26, which is $2,000 and $2,025 for the National Association for Business Economics at FSU. For that one is right here. The RTAC consent resolution is sponsored by Senator Randall, whereas the Resource for Travel Allocation Committee did meet on Monday, October 5th, 2020, and whereas the Resource for Travel Allocation Committee was petitioned by the National Association for Business Economics at FSU to be funded for the NABE Tech Economics Conference and Job Fair, which is virtual in the category of registration fee. And the group, the National Association for Business Economics at Florida State University, will be traveling for 11/9/20 to 11/11/20. And it is not actually traveling because it is a virtual conference, but it's a number of travelers is 45. The travel expense is $0, miles reimbursement is $0, lodging is $0. The registration fee, however, is $2,025 for a total of $2,025. With that being said, this has made it through the Finance Committee, but to pass through the Senate floor, we do need a 2/3 vote on the consent resolution. So with that being said, is there a motion to call the question on resolution 26? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see the hands. Whoopsie. Senator Bateman.
I move to call the question.
Senator Rudolph.
So seconded.
All right, the calling of the question on consent resolution number 26. Seeing none, senators, you are now in line to vote. Yes for yes, no for no, and go faster for abstention. With that being said, this does need a 2/3 vote in the affirmative to be able to fund the National Association for Business Economics.
Do you mind if you stop sharing? It'll just be easier to look at the participants. Thank you. All right, there should be 35 votes, so 10 more people need to vote. New senators, you can vote. Oh, to vote, if you click participants, there's yes, no, and go faster. And that's where you'll vote. We're gonna fix that within the next week or so. But yeah, this is what we've been using so far.
Hopefully it'll be an easier process. I'm very excited.
I need 5 more votes. Senator Denton. Senator Kalink. Senator Denton. Okay, but that's 2. Who are the other? Okay, 30 yes, 0 no, no abstentions. RTAC is it's funded.
All right, awesome. So with that, we will be moving forward with the calendar, senators, into bills on first reading. Sponsored by Senator J. Alvarez, Chabot, and Murcia, amending student body statutes. Chapter 304.3 with regards to the candidate screening process referred to Judiciary Oversight and then Rules on 7/1, passed and amended in Judiciary on 7/13, tabled in the Oversight Committee on 7/14/9/8, and passed and amended in the Oversight Committee on 9/15, which is currently in the Rules and Calendar Committee. Bill 98, sponsored by Senator Dean, amending student body statutes 413.3 regarding renaming of Student Senate Excellence Award to the Danielle Acosta Student Senate Award for Excellence, referred to Judiciary then Rules 9/2. Bill 101, sponsored by Senator Lecky and Harmon, Little, Wang, Yanam, and Soto, to create the Emergency Senate Rent Relief Fund of 2020, referred to Judiciary and SLAW on 9/30, and it's tabled in Judiciary on 10/6. Bill 102, sponsored by Bateman and Lecky, a transfer of $1,832 from Senate Projects to the Medical Response Unit account to ensure proper PPE and sanitation equipment for student first responders, campus patients, and supporting staff from the University Health Services, is referred to SLAW and then budget. So that's me referring them right now to SLAW and budget because these are on first reading and just added to the calendar. Bill 103, sponsored by Adam Eakin Gonzalez, to reform the Veteran Student Union statutes to allow them to interview and choose their own non-major positions, add a public relation coordinator, and revise removal proceedings for board members, is referred to the Judiciary Committee on 10/7, which is today. Bill 104, sponsored by Senator Gonzalez, to solidify the current process and precedent that has been established by the 70th, 71st, and 72nd Student Senate and its standing committees, is referred to Judiciary. The bills on second reading, sponsored by Senator England, Bill 82, amending student body statutes, Chapter 300 to 302, was passed in Judiciary on 6/1, passed and amended in Judiciary on 6/23. It was remanded to Judiciary on 9/16 and is currently tabled in Judiciary. It was tabled on 9/30 and is tabled on 10/6 as well. Bill 86, sponsored by Senator Dotson, Stinson, and Adams, amending student body statutes, Chapter 100.5, to clarify Deputy Treasurer and members of the Executive Office to the list of major positions, was referred to Judiciary, then IA, was amended and passed in Judiciary, amended and passed in IA on 7/14, and tabled on the Senate floor 9/16, tabled on the Senate floor again on 9/23, as well as 9/30. So Bill 86, sponsor Stinson or Adams, if they're on the call. You have a 5-minute opening whenever you're ready for Bill 86.
Sorry, I don't know if this is like a point for this, but we had tabled this because people have wanted to wait until Bill 82 went through. So if Bill 82 is still in committee, I move to table Bill 86.
All right, thank you for that, sponsor Adams. Is there a second to table Bill 86? Senator Mouget.
Second.
All right, thank you. Bill 86 is tabled. Are there any objections to the tabling of Bill 86? All right, seeing none, Bill 86 has now been tabled on the Senate floor as well today. Going into Bill 95, sponsored by Senator Murcia, amending student body statutes, Chapter 203.6, regarding the publishing of minutes for all meetings, referred to SLAW, Judiciary, then Rules, tabled in SLAW and amended in SLAW, as well as passed on 7/10, passed in Judiciary on 7/13, passed in Rules on 7/15, and was tabled on the Senate floor 9/23. Senator Murcia, are you on the call to make your 5-minute opening statement? Senator Murcia?
Yeah, can we table this?
Are you tabling it because you just like to table it?
I'm tabling it because I'm not exactly feeling well.
All right, no worries. With that being said, is there a second to Senator Murcia tabling her bill? Senator Wang?
So seconded.
All right. With that being said, Bill 95 is also tabled until the sponsor is able to feel well. I hope you feel well, Senator Murcia. With that, we are in constitutional amendments. Going to Constitutional Amendment 2, sponsored by Senator Murcia and Chabot, amending student body constitution with regards to the number of student senators, referred to Judiciary, SLAW, then Rules, amended and passed in Judiciary 7/7, passed in SLAW on 7/10, currently in the Rules and Calendar Committee. Amendment 3, sponsored by Senator Murcia, amending student body constitution to limit the number of students needed for the petition of recall, referred to Judiciary, SLAW, then Rules on 7/1, amended and passed in Judiciary on 7/7, and passed in SLAW on 7/10. With that one is also still in the Rules and Calendar Committee. Amendment 5, sponsored by Senator Murcia, to make the student body president and vice president run separately, referred to Judiciary, SLAW, then Rules on 9/16, currently in the Judiciary Committee. Amendment 6, sponsored by Senator Murcia, editing the student body constitution with regards to the student body treasurer, referred to Judiciary, SLAW, then Rules on 9/16, also in the Judiciary Committee. We are now on resolutions. Resolution 58, sponsored by Senator Murcia, is amending student rules of procedure 13.8 regarding student center absences is referred to rules and is still in rules, I believe. Resolution 65, sponsored by Senator Alvarez, Lecky, Murcia, Chabot, Yanam, Hinks, Wang, encouraging the university administration to expand the means in which the student body is educated regarding Indigenous nations and reach out to other nations that use a similar name, is still in the Student Life and Academics Affairs Committee and in rules since 9/12. It is currently in the Student Life and Academic Affairs Committee. Resolution 65. Going to Resolution 86, sponsored by Senator Gonzalez, changes the 72nd Student Senate Rules of Procedure about the Senate Oversight Committee having the authority to confirm and deny all nominees for appointments approved by the committee, referred to rules on 9/30 and passed in the Rules and Calendar Committee on 10/7. With that being said, Chair Gonzalez, whenever you're ready for your opening statement, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Senate President. So thank you all for being here. Resolution 86 targets a question we have all been forced to deal with this past month, the hearing of all forwarded candidates on the Senate floor. This resolution aims to reform the rules of both the Judiciary and Rules and Calendar Committees, as well as Rule 10.10 to change the language and affirm the process Senate has been conducting for years, which allows committees to deliberate and decide on candidates similar to a piece of legislation and deny them from being forwarded for Senate confirmation if enough reservations exist. Rules of procedure are strictly the governing documents of the Senate and no other entity, which gives us full authority to reassess and restructure them. Even beyond, the process of confirming candidates for student government offices is designed in a way to allow the legislative branch to exercise its authority as it relates to the office holders tasked to represent the student body. For a committee like mine, whose major purpose is strictly to hear and forward candidates that we deem up to par, this rules change reaffirms our literal basis for existence and supports the valuable work we do in committee as it relates to preparation, questioning, deliberation, and debate with each other, and ultimate confirmation or denial. As has long been established by precedent, when an item, whether that be a bill, resolution, or candidate, hits the Senate floor, it is a rubber stamp because of the value and trust we place on the committees to do the correct thing and uphold specific standards. It's the essence of the saying, work should be done in committee. This rule change literally aims to address the inherent conflict that exists between Rules 6 and 10 that has led to so much confusion. The process for confirmation and even the Senate as a whole has been undermined since this conflict was revealed, and it is within our power to ensure we remedy the inconsistencies that exist, especially on the Senate floor. Thank you. With that, I yield.
Thank you, Senator. Yields with 3 minutes to your closing statement. It was 3 minutes and 7 seconds to be exact. We are now in technical non-debatable questions. Resolution 86. Are there any senators wishing to make any technical non-debatable questions? Senator England.
Yes, thank you. Can I just ask, because on the calendar, I believe it just specifically said this changes the Oversight Committee, but in your opening statement, I believe you mentioned both Judiciary and Oversight. So could you just please clarify the committees that this bill would affect?
It's a resolution, and I think it was just a mistake on John's part when he wrote in the explanation of the rule change. But to clarify, the rule change is specifically for the Rules and Calendar Committee, as well as the Judiciary Committee, as well as Rule 1010, to be specific. If you had any.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you nailed it. You're good.
Any other technical non-debatable questions, senators? Seeing none, is there a motion to go into pro-con debate? Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to enter pro-con.
Is there a second? Senator Wang.
So seconded.
All right, are there any objections to going into pro-con debate? Seeing none, we are in the first round of pro with 3 minutes on the clock. Any senators wishing to speak in pro at this time? Senator Gertz, are you wishing to speak in pro?
Yes, Mr. President. I just wanted to say that I commend the sponsor for writing this so quickly and judiciously. I believe efficiency is a hallmark of the Student Senate. And so I do believe that getting our rules in alignment with our precedent, as well as in alignment with how things really logically should work, is always something to be celebrated. At the end of the day, if this bill fails and if we decide that confirmations must all go to the Senate floor, then I look forward to the senators who vote no on this resolution to write a resolution eliminating the Oversight Committee from existence, because should this not exist, they really just do bureau review once a year. At the end of the day, the Oversight Committee and the IA Committee has always held some of the greatest senators that I have seen in my time at the Senate, including the late, he's not dead, but he has left us, Jake Alvarez. And so I believe that the Oversight Committee, as well as the Judiciary Committee, my former home, and the Rules and Calendar Committee deserve to have the ability to operate as they are intended. If our predecessors failed, then it is our job to make sure that that is correct. And nothing within the advisory opinion from the Supreme Court spoke at all on whether or not this process was correct, just that our previous rules were broken. So for that reason, I am in support of fixing the rules and making sure that these committees are sensible and logical and do their job. So thank you.
Senator Gertz yields with 1 minute and 33 seconds still in pro. I know Senator England said he had a point. He said a point of information, Senator England.
Yes, thank you. Point of information for the sponsor. So I know you want to change, judiciary, oversight, and like I see it says rules as well. I do see that, well, okay, Senate Rule 10.10, my bad. I see that the Judiciary Committee and Rules and Calendar Committee rules are specifically cited in the bill. Was there no need to specifically change Rule 6.4 relating to the Oversight Committee? Was there a need to change that or no?
No, there was no need, because the Oversight Committee is the only committee that has the language confirm or deny in the rules, but Judiciary and Rules is the one that has approve or deny, or something like that. But Oversight's the only one that says confirm or deny. The other two are approve or disapprove, I believe.
Thanks.
All right, with that being said, there's still 1 minute and 33 seconds on the clock in pro. In the first round of pro, Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think that this is the common sense resolution in referencing rules of procedure point 10.10. It makes clear that whatever is done in committee is kind of the final decision until it gets to the Senate floor. Therefore, if we kind of circumvent the process and kind of take away the statutory power that we give committee, what is the point of committees? What is the purpose that committee served as if we could just override them and just hear everyone on the Senate floor? I think additionally, looking in reference to the federal government, things have to go through committee to then go to the Senate floor. So it just makes complete sense. And with that, I yield.
Senator yields with 52 seconds in the first round of pro, Senator Gonzalez.
Hello, yeah, I just pretty much wanted to say, like, this would just save so much time. Like how would you not vote for this? Like, this just makes committee processes and Senate processes so much more streamlined and not time wasting. So, like, please vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gonzalez. Oh, I could hear the debate in the background. I'm so upset, but it's fine. There's 39 seconds in the first round of pro. With that, are there any other senators wishing to speak at this time and utilize those 39 seconds? Seeing none, we are now in the first round of con with 3 minutes on the clock. Any senators wishing to speak in con of Resolution 86? If there are no senators wishing to speak in con, I will entertain a motion to call the question. But Senator Randall, if you wish to speak in con, just let me know so I can start the clock.
Yeah, I'd like to offer a point first, just to get a response from the sponsor. Sponsor, would you be open to tabling this piece of legislation until the statutes pass?
No.
Okay. Then yes, I'd like to speak in con. I really appreciate this piece of legislation. I appreciate the sponsor putting this up, but I think we need to think about the order of things. We can't change the rules before we change the statutes, because what's going to happen right now is if the Supreme Court were to hear any case on our rules right now, we would be in a lot of trouble because our rules would be violating statute 201.1. And I don't want to be put in that position. I know nobody else in the Senate wants to be put in that position. I think this is an excellent bill. I think the sponsored statute bill is excellent. I think the work of the Oversight Committee is to be commended beyond everything else. I just think the order needs to be a little different.
Senator yields with 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the first round of con. Any senators wishing to speak in con? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Senator Gertz, knowing that you spoke in pro, is this a point?
Yeah, this is just a point of clarification. Oh, I apologize. I don't know why my video got. Well, so just a point of clarification real quick. Just in that I understand that there are concerns about currently 201.1. I just wanted to say that it states that appointments of the student body president should require a 2/3 vote of the Senate for appointments to vacated office and a majority vote for all other appointments except for Supreme Court justices, who shall require a 2/3 vote for confirmation by the Senate under any circumstances. While I do I just wanted to note that it does not specifically prohibit committees hearing it first. And so while there are concerns, changes, I just wanted to note that.
Thank you for that point, Senator Gertz. Are there any other senators wishing to utilize the 2 minutes and 15 seconds in con that Senator Randall has yielded? If there are no senators wishing to speak in con, I will entertain a motion to call the question. Senator Wang.
I move to call the question.
Senator Gertz, are you seconding?
Yes, so seconded.
All right, with that being said, are there any objections to the calling of the question on Resolution 86? I know a lot of you guys refer to it as a bill, but it is a resolution, so please remember that. Because to make rule changes, it is through our resolutions. But with that being said, is there any objection? I don't see any. So with that, sponsor, you can utilize your 3 minutes and 8 seconds whenever you are ready.
Yes, thank you, everyone. I kind of just want to reemphasize that we hold the right. It is our right to change rules of procedure. No one else can tell us what to do with rules of procedure because it is the Senate. It is the government document strictly of the Senate. Okay. So the statute change, I know that was brought up, is already on its way. I already wrote it. It's already submitted. It was sent to judiciary. It should be heard next week. But I think there's no reason to stall this rule change. I think to clear up the process moving forward, because we're still going to be hearing candidates. There's still forwarding letters that are kind of going to come this week before we hit the Senate next week. So it's very important that we get this passed and fixed remedied in some way. So with that, I waive.
All right, with that, sponsor waives the remainder of her time. With that being said, senators, you are now all in line to vote. Yes for yes, no for no, and abstention, go faster for abstention.
All right, please keep voting. Senator Rigadell, Senator Kalink, Senator Little. Oh, Senator Tux is coming back. Senator Tux, we're voting on resolution 86, I think. Yeah, 86. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to take pictures of this. Sorry. Wait, 29, there should be 34 people. Okay, I will just find out who is not here. All right, vote reads 19 yes, 10 no, 0 abstentions. I don't know math that well, so I'm pretty sure that does not pass by 2/3. It is 65%.
65 and a half, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Senator Lewis.
because it is a rule change.
Well, so we shall move forward to resolution 87, sponsored by Harmon, explaining Rule 14.3 and 14.6 about complaints, failed in rules and calendar today. Resolution 88, sponsored by Gertz, recognizing October 6, 2020 as German American Day, and the following week is German American Week, referred to law, passed in law on 10.5. Welcome the sponsor to the floor. Senator Gertz, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Yeah, I apologize. For some reason, it's saying that my camera has malfunctioned. Part of having an old laptop, I guess. But yeah, so October 6th, which was actually yesterday, was German American Day. So this following week until next Tuesday is German American Week. A bunch of cool things have been done for us by German Americans, including one of the most interesting things, I think, is that a very significant portion, I believe about 1/6 of Union soldiers who were on the front lines fighting to win the Civil War, preserve the unity of this nation, and eventually abolish slavery, were actually German immigrants. I believe most of them first generation who came to the United States from a history of not believing in slavery and not participating in it, and fought for that. Since then, there have been huge innovations made by German Americans, including many who would still consider themselves very closely tied to their homeland across the Atlantic. My German department, where I serve as a TA now, has actually really loves watching this resolution come up because it's a nice moment for them to be recognized. And as the two professors leading it are first generation German American immigrants, they can tell you that German culture is kind of around us every day, whether it's from our music to our opera to what we eat. When you eat gingerbread cookies at Christmas, you have a German to thank for that. Though the Germans will tell you that's not proper gingerbread. And so I just wanted to give a good shout out to them and give a bit of love to that community, which has done so much for me and continues to make me feel like I have a connection back to my ancestors that I may have lost. So yeah, thank you very much.
Senator yields 3 minutes and 14 seconds to his closing statement for resolution 88. And so if any senators have any technical non-debatable questions at this time for Senator Gertz for resolution 88, you may ask. If there are no technical non-debatable questions, I'll entertain a motion to go into pro-con debate. Senator Wang.
I move to enter pro-con debate.
Second. Senator Rudolph.
I second.
All right, so with that being said, we are now in pro-con debate unless there's some objection. Seeing no objections, we are in pro-con debate, the first round of pro with 3 minutes on the clock. Any senators wishing to utilize the 3 minutes in pro? Seeing none, we are in the first round of con. Any senators wishing to utilize any of the 3 minutes in con? Seeing none, is there a motion to call the question? Senator Leckey.
Move to pass by acclamation.
All right, is there a second to that motion? Senator Wang.
So seconded.
An objection to the motion to pass by acclamation. Seeing no objection, resolution 88 passes by acclamation. Congratulations, sponsor. Woo! No, nobody's excited. All right, we will move forward to resolution 89. Resolution 89, sponsored by Senator Rudd and Soto, Medley Nehra, Yanam, Wang, Gertz, and Leckey. Canvas has personal pronoun features as optional for students, faculty, and staff to select. It was referred to SLAW, passed in SLAW on 10.5. Sponsors, whenever you're ready, you have 5 minutes on the clock to make your opening statements.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Senate President, and thank you, everyone, for being willing to listen to us. I hope we can have your support in passing Resolution 89. Honestly, the fact that other universities have this feature but FSU doesn't is not. It's honestly not okay in my personal opinion as someone who actually gets misgendered every day. It honestly would benefit other students as well, especially when their professors like have to address them in class. Like, it would also go on their rosters on through Canvas. So yeah, do you want to add anything, Senator Rudd?
Yes, thank you. It's so good to see all of you again tonight. We're bringing you a resolution that's really important to both of us and also really extremely important to the student body. Canvas has allowed this feature now, I think since the beginning of the semester. Universities across the nation have already adopted this feature, and it's simply a switch that has to be administered by the administration, IT. This resolution basically lines out that we appreciate the people on campus that have supported this community, but more needs to be done so that people feel supported during this time, especially when people are on campus. You know, we've never met some of these classmates. We want to make sure we are giving them the utmost respect when we're addressing them and speaking to them. And we are also making an effort to also address our professors correctly. We want to also give them the opportunity to start including that in their email, their pronouns. We just want to start setting a precedent. Like I said, we really appreciate the allies on campus. And then we are also asking a couple other, or we're urging a couple more items on this, this resolution, excuse me. We encourage the community to become more educated on gender fluidity, personal pronouns in the LGBTQIA+ community. We're also urging Canvas to allow for users to choose a combination of multiple personal pronouns. Right now, they don't allow for options like if an individual wants to identify she, them. And so that's something we're urging Canvas. You can see that we send this resolution to people that do these features at Canvas as well. We look forward to answering any of your questions, and I yield.
Thank you, sponsors. Yielded with 2 minutes and 36 seconds to your closing statement. I appreciate the thoughtful words you guys brought up. But with that being said, we are in technical non-debatable questions. So if any senators have technical non-debatable questions at this time, please raise your hand through the raise hand function so that I can recognize you. Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I absolutely love this. So to implement the feature, are you saying the feature is already there and the university just refuses to implement it?
That is correct.
Wow, okay.
All right, so with that being said, are there any further technical non-debatable questions at this time? Seeing none, is there a motion to go into pro-con debate? Senator Waters.
So moved.
Is there a second? Senator Rudolph.
So seconded.
All right, with that being said, are there any objections to going into pro-con debate at this time? Seeing none, we're in the first round of pro with 3 minutes on the clock. Any senators wishing to speak in pro? Senator Gertz.
Yeah, I just want to say a quick note, which is I had a meeting with Dr. Bowden, as well as Senator Gonzalez and Senator Murcia, and Dr. Amy Hecht. And I can give a quick update, which is that, yes, the administration has yet to actually do it, but they're in the works of doing it. So I believe that this resolution really does prove as a way to continue to kind of keep pressure on them to make sure that they do end up following through with that as quickly as possible. I do believe that the current intention is to not go through directly with Canvas's version, but through something that integrates with Canvas. So it would still look the same, but might be done in a slightly different way. I believe that's the current university plan. With that being said, though, I would just like to say that I love this resolution and I love what it means, because at the end of the day, even if the administration is moving forward, they have not done it yet. And anything we can do, especially in light of recent actions by the Student Senate, and in recent weeks, we've had senators in multiple committees and on the floor misgendering people, who have come up. We've had issues like that in the past, and moving forward from our unfortunate, troubling history of homophobia being a large part of SGA and a large part of the student body, I'll remind you that it was only last semester that our Constitution became gender neutral. Moving forward, I think it's good to start giving these statements that really make people who are a part of the LGBTQ plus community feel included, to call them into Senate and to say that they are safe here and that we do support them. So with that, I'd like to speak and to yield in complete support of this resolution.
Senator yields 1 minute and 10 seconds in the first round of pro. Any other senators wishing to speak with the minute and 10 seconds that are left in this round of pro? Seeing no other senators wishing to speak at this time, is there any senators wishing to utilize the 3 minutes that are in con? Any senators wishing to utilize the 3 minutes in con at this time? If there are no senators wishing to speak, I will entertain a motion to call the question on Resolution 89. Senator Wang,
I move to pass by acclamation.
Senator England.
Wholeheartedly seconded.
Are there any objections to the calling of this resolution by acclamation, to the passage of this resolution by acclamation? Seeing that there are no objections at this time, Resolution 89 passes by acclamation. Congratulations, sponsors. Woo, another resolution. Senator, do you have a point?
Point of information, have any new senators joined the call in the past 10 minutes or so?
Pro Temp Harmon, do you know if any new senators have joined the call?
To my knowledge, Senator Lewis, that's the only one I know of.
Okay. So seeing that the vote on Resolution 86 was so close and we have new senators on the call, I move to reconsider Resolution 86.
Is he one of the people who voted yes?
Sorry?
I'm asking Harmon, not you, Lucky. If you were someone, did you vote yes? And if Harmon, if you voted yes, because he was on the prevailing side, I guess, in the sense of the numbers of votes.
The prevailing side, to my knowledge, would be the one it didn't pass, right? So prevailing would be the ones that said no, right? If I'm wrong, like, correct me. I'm just.
Senator, I thought it would be the one with the majority of the numbers, and that's in my perspective of seeing it. I don't know if any senators. No, all right, because that's how I would interpret it, is the sense of that there was 19 to 10. Because I wrote it, yeah, it was 19 to 10. So I guess any of the 19 senators could move to reconsider. And so it's Senator Lecky. Yeah.
I will disagree with you, but go right ahead.
Senator Waters.
Can I move to reconsider?
You can second his motion to reconsider.
Okay, yeah, so second it.
All right. With that being said, I guess we're reconsidering Resolution 86. Senator England.
I object, Mr. President.
All right. With that, I would believe that this is a debatable objection, like in the sense that Senator Lecky would be able to present on why he believes that we need to reconsider, and then we would go into give him an opening, second one debatable, go through that process in that sense. So with that being said, I'm going to check really quickly on the Robert's Rules of Order that I have pulled up to see and make sure that what I'm stating is correct, because I don't want us to do something that is not.
I have it up if you'd like me to read it, but
I have it up as well. I'm just reading it for. All right, so it says debate varies. So in this instance, I would assume that we don't necessarily need to debate it. We can go straight into a vote. And it says for it to be able to be reconsidered, You just need a majority vote for the motion to be able to pass. Okay. The motions that are okay. So it says the reason that it varies is if these motions are only debatable if the original motion they affect is debatable. So the original motion was the calling of the question, I guess. Well, it's reconsidering the entire bill. So I guess that would be debatable. So I will rescind what I said earlier in that this motion is debatable. So with that being said, Senator Lecky, you have 5 minutes for an opening statement for the reconsidering of Resolution 86.
I'll keep it short. We have new senators on the call. It was a close vote. With that, I yield.
All right, 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Are there any technical non-debatable questions at this time? Seeing none, is there a motion to go into pro-con debate on the motion to reconsider? Senator Gertz.
So moved.
Is there a second? Senator Waters.
So seconded.
All right, we're in the first round of pro with 3 minutes on the clock. Any senators wishing to utilize this time in pro? Senator Waters.
Hey, seeing that we have more senators that just joined the call, I just find it logical for us to reconsider this. Since it was a very close vote, it's just sensical to allow that person to use their God-given right given by their constituents to decide the judgment, quite frankly. I would like for this to keep going. It was a common sense resolution. So with that, I yield.
All right, yielded 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Senator, any other senators wishing to speak in pro? Yes, Senator Gertz.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I actually support the motion to reconsider for a different reason, which is not just that we have additional senators, but because I believe voting it down was actually the improper way to achieve what those senators wish to achieve, in the sense that whenever Senator Randall asked Senator Gonzalez, referring back to the minutes, about tabling, I believe from the sense I got from those who voted no, was that the vote no was just because the statutes had not been changed. In that case, reconsidering would allow us to move to table the bill so that we could then reconsider it once those statutes have been changed. Whereas if we fail it now, we cannot hear, not this bill, we cannot hear the resolution again. The wording would have to be changed. So Chair Gonzalez would have to go and make some minor change to have us reconsider it. So I think it's more efficient for us to reconsider it, motion to table it until the concerns have been dealt with, rather than currently leaving it failed. So I think the real debate we should be having is, after we reconsider it, do we table it? I think that's where we should move. And so for that reason, I'm in favor of reconsidering it.
All right, 1 minute and 22 seconds have been yielded in pro. Any other senators wishing to utilize that time at this time? Seeing Senator Randall.
Can I raise a point, Mr. President?
Yes, you may.
Point of information for the sponsor. Would you be open to tabling or no, not at this time?
Senator, well, are you asking for the sponsor, a point of information to the sponsor of the resolution?
Yes, sir.
Senator Gonzalez.
If need be, yes.
All right, so with that being said, there's still 1 minute and 22 seconds in the first round of pro. So with that being said, if nobody wishes to utilize that time, we are now in the first round of con with 3 minutes on the clock. Anybody wishing to speak in con at this time? If not, I will entertain a motion to call the question. Senator England, are you speaking in con?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to say that we've already voted, a decision has been made. I don't see, if a senator wasn't here, that's unfortunate, but that is not the responsibility of the whole Senate to make up for their acts. So yeah, I think a decision's already been made. The Senate was clear. I don't think, to use another senator's words, it was common sense because it failed. So it definitely wasn't a common sense resolution, or isn't a common sense resolution. And so I don't see why we're reconsidering, and I yield.
Yields with 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Senator Gertz, did you have a point?
Yeah, I would just like to make a point of clarification that in the past, specifically with RTAC elections, we have delayed things due to certain senators not being present or able to vote. So changing course of actions is within precedent for late arrivals or changes.
All right, so with that, Senator Bateman, did you wish to speak in con?
I do.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, I think Senator Gertz made an excellent point about the legality issues and why maybe we should reconsider it. But I object on the mere premise that I can't imagine going to one of my professors during an exam and showing up after the exam and then asking to retake the exam. I just don't think that is appropriate. If the senators were here, they should be able to vote. If they weren't here, then they weren't doing their job, and we should move on to new business. I yield.
All right, Senator yields with 1 minute and 44 seconds. Senator Medley-Nera, do you have a point, or do you wish to speak in con?
Am I unmuted? Okay. I'm having technical difficulties, but I did want to come back up here, and I didn't want to speak in con, but I do want to speak in pro when we get back to that. So pardon me.
No worries. I will. Yeah. All right. Senator Mouget, 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Yes, I'm speaking in con because, and out of no disrespect for the senator who is late, we've all been there. But at the same time, I find it incredibly unprofessional to bring back a piece of legislation on the floor for the sole reasoning that a new senator has entered the meeting. We're here to do business. We did the business. The vote was made, and I think we should carry on. With that, I'm extremely con of this. Thank you.
All right. With that, there's a point by Pro Temp Harmon. Sorry, I didn't see your point visually, but you can make your point when you're ready.
All right, so I'd like to make a point of parliamentary procedure. The motion to I'm going to read from Robert's Rules of Order. The motion to reconsider may be made by only a member who voted on the prevailing side in the original vote, such as someone who voted yes if the motion had passed or voted no if the motion was defeated. Seeing as though it was a defeated resolution, only the people that voted no can motion to reconsider. And seeing as though the senator that made the motion did not vote in the prevailing side, they cannot motion to reconsider. Take that as you will. I'm just bringing up the parliamentary procedure.
Could you, yeah, I see. All right. So with that, we still have 1 minute and 19 seconds in con. Senator England.
Yeah, I just have a point of information for the chair. If I'm correct, what the pro tempore was just saying is that this motion is out of order. Because
I was waiting for
okay, a point of information. Is this motion out of order?
Yes. Considering the parliamentary procedure that was laid out by the pro tempore, I would say yes. Chair Gonzalez, you have a point.
Yeah, point of information to Pro Temp Harmon. Where does it give the exact examples? Because I'm not seeing that. Like, where does it say yes, yes, yes if it passed or no if it failed?
Okay, so I Wikipedia'd it and then clicked on Robert's Rules of Order newly revised, and then I Command F, looking up whatever. So if you do that, you should be able to find it. Yeah. I don't know like how else to explain it.
Senator Gertz, did you have a point?
Yes, so a point of clarification, and I'll do this in the style of my dearly departed father, Senator and Parliamentarian Alvarez. The correct motion here is a motion to overturn the decision of the chair if you find the decision to be out of order, though I would end that by doing another clarifying point, which is just please stop cutting off your own nose to spite your own face. And there you go.
All right. Sorry, I got thrown off. I apologize. Senator Randall.
Yes, I need to raise, I believe, I guess it would be a point of personal privilege. Just reminding all senators to abide by Rule 12.1 of the Senate Rules of Procedure, ensuring respect for all the business conducted within this call and all individuals on the call as well. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Medley Nara.
We're not in pro yet.
No, yeah, we're not in pro. I don't think we're gonna go back to pro. Is there, Senator Gertz? Yes, did you have a point?
I will do it for everyone. I move to overturn the decision of the chair.
Yeah. It's a point of, go ahead, Lucky.
All right, so seeing that there's a lot of disagreement about the legality of this, I will withdraw my motion.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I would think the appropriate motion in this regard is if something is out of order, you say point of order, and say that, and then I can accept your point of order, and then we would go forward in the correct manner. There's no need to appeal the decision of the chair because there was no real decision that was made in the sense of breaking rules or statutes. This is Robert rules, so this is a point of order. So please, in the future, be clear of that. I just don't like to put in my 2 cents too much because I don't want to come off as being biased or saying something in that regard. So I try and keep myself as neutral as possible and as away from everything as possible. But with that being said, we're back to the order of the calendar. The motion was withdrawn, so we are on resolution 89 had just passed by acclamations. We're on resolution 90 by Gertz and Soto. Senator Gertz, Senator Soto, you have 5 minutes when you're ready. Oh, I need to unmute you. I apologize.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so this is just to, and just please, if someone could bring it up, I think that might be helpful just because it was put on the floor. I don't believe it ever made it into one of the official, things. So if someone could bring it up on the screen share, I would really appreciate that. But I was just going to say that this resolution really is out here to really thank one of the greatest people we've ever had the opportunity of interacting with and of living in a nation with. And so for me, it really didn't become kind of like real and true that she had passed until we began writing this resolution. And so I just wanted to do something to say thank you to her. Not just for her work on the Supreme Court, which if you are a woman has basically given you the right to be a person, or not just for her work that she's done for men, which has given us these same rights as widows, so that recognizing that women can be the breadwinners too, they can be the primary workers of a home. And so when they pass, those benefits should go to their widower. She's done, it's still so very hard to speak about her in the past tense. And especially understanding the current attacks by her former colleagues on my right to marry those that I love. I think it's important that we continue to mourn her and continue to celebrate what she did for us and to thank her for that. She inspired my mother, who had me at 16, but still managed to go and get a degree in criminal justice and now works in a federal courthouse in North Texas, where every day she sits down and looks at that picture of that small Jewish woman and remembers that it doesn't matter how small you are, you can make a huge impact and can help so many people. And so I guess I will just yield by saying, thank you, Ruth. And Senator Soto can continue if they'd like.
You pretty much just took everything that I was going to say. I feel like this resolution definitely pays respects to the Supreme Court justice and everything. So yeah, with that, I yield.
Senators yield with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to their closing statement. With that being said, here is the resolution. It is shown. I will stop sharing in the next few minutes, just so that it'll be easier for me to see things. But with that being said, if there are any technical non-debatable questions, now is the time to make said questions. Seeing that there are no technical non-debatable questions, I'll entertain a motion to go into pro-con debate. Senator Waters.
So moved.
Senator England.
So seconded.
All right, with that being said, we are now in line for a pro-con debate unless there's some objections. Seeing no objections, we are now in the first round of pro with 3 minutes on the clock. Anyone wishing to speak in pro? Senator Waters, do you wish to speak in pro?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is beautifully written. The late Supreme Court Associate Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg should be honored in a very tremendous way. And I think that this is the least that we could do to show our support and appreciation to her advocacy and her prose. And so with that, I will vote in support of this.
All right. Senator yields with 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Any other senators wishing to speak in pro at this time? Seeing none, we're in the first round of con with 3 minutes on the clock. If no senators wish to speak in con, I will be entertaining a motion to pass by acclamation, call the question, whatever it may be you feel is fit. Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to pass by acclamation.
All right, with that being said, is there a second? Senator Randall.
So seconded.
All right, are there any objections at this time? Seeing none. Resolution 90 passes by acclamation. Congratulations, sponsors. You know, I say thank you on my own behalf. I know that the rest of the Senate will thank you as well. But thank you for taking the time to write this because she was an impactful woman, to say the least.
Thank you to everyone. And I hope we can move forward and continue to carry out her legacy and make sure that even though she isn't with us, the work she has done continues to be with us and to inspire us and others.
All right, with that being said, we are now on Resolution 91, sponsored by Senator Wang and Soto, the impacts of Phase 3 reopening on the FSU and Tallahassee community. Senator Wang, Senator Soto, 5 minutes on the clock whenever you're ready.
Point, President Darldeek. I believe that this resolution condemns, so it hasn't gone through rules yet.
Oh, okay, I apologize. Did I send it? Oh, I did send it to rules.
Yeah, we just didn't get to it. It's tabled.
Oh, okay. I apologize for that. I did not. Sounds good. No worries. So then we will continue moving forward on the calendar. Resolution 92, sponsored by Senator Adam Meek. Students can receive various mental health resources offered through the University Health Services, is referred to the Student Life and Academic Academic Affairs Committee. I am sending it to that committee today. With that being said, unfinished business, there are none. Statements of dissent. Any senators wishing to make a statement of dissent at this time? Senator Gonzalez.
Yeah, I want to make a statement of dissent on the failing of Bill Resolution 86.
All right. Thank you. Please make sure that when you do write your statement of dissent, you submit it to Deshawn before noon on Friday. So with that being said, any other senators wishing to make a statement of dissent beyond Senator Gonzalez? Seeing none, we are moving forward to new business. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited. We're in new business. New business. We have September Senator of the Month. I always had fun with these. I thought it was amazing. I think this is an opportunity for us to recognize someone who's done great work, an opportunity for us to be friends, move forward, support each other. And yeah, that's personally how I feel about them. I hope you guys feel that way as well. But with that being said, is there a motion to open the floor for nominations for September Senator of the Month? Senator Waters.
So moved.
Senator Leckie.
So seconded.
All right. With that being said, the floor is now open for nominations for September Senator of the Month. Any nominations? Oh, we got some hands. Senator Mouget.
I would like to nominate Senator Rudd.
Senator Rudd. Is there a second to Senator Rudd's nomination? Senator Adams.
So seconded.
All right, Senator Rudd. Where's Senator Rudd? We got to ask her if she. Senator Rudd. There you are. Do you accept?
I wholeheartedly accept.
All right. So with that being said, Senator Rudd is now our first nominee for September Senator of the Month. Any further nominations? Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to nominate Senator Gonzalez. Ashley Gonzalez.
All right, Senator Ashley Gonzalez. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Adams.
So seconded.
All right, with that, Senator Gonzalez or Chair Gonzalez, do you accept that nomination?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, with that being said, we have our second nominee for September Senator of the Month. Oh, this is so exciting. I feel like we're bidding on something. Senator Gertz.
I nominate Chair Lecky.
Chair Lecky. Is there a second to the nomination of Lecky? Senator Soto.
So seconded.
All right. Senator Lecky, do you accept that nomination?
I humbly accept. Thank you.
All right. With that, are there any further nominations at this time? Senator Adams?
I'd like to nominate Senator Waters.
Senator Waters, okay. Is there a second to that nomination? Senator Soto?
So seconded.
All right. Da-da-da. Senator Waters, do you accept?
Sure, I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring.
All right. At this time, are there any further nominations for Senator September Senator of the Month? Senator Soto. Oh, was your hand up from earlier? No worries.
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to leave my hand up.
Okay. Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. Was Senator Adams nominated?
No, Senator Adams was not nominated.
Sure, let's nominate her.
Awesome. Senator Adams is nominated by Senator Waters. Is there a second to that nomination? Senator Gonzalez.
Wholeheartedly second.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So with that, we have 5 nominees. Senator Adams, did you accept that nomination, by the way?
I'll accept. Thank you.
That's beautiful. All right. So we have 5 nominees for September Senator of the Month. I think that's amazing. With that, are there any senators wishing to either make a final nomination? And if there are no senators wishing to make any more nominations, is there a motion to close the floor for nominations for September Senator of the Month? Chair Gonzalez.
I move to close the floor to nominations.
Senator Soto.
So seconded.
All right, awesome. So with that being said, the floor for nominations now has closed. I'm going to send a list of all the names for you guys to be able to see them and visualize it. I'm going to send them in alphabetical order. It's going to be Adams. All right, so my alphabetical, this is not the best. So it's going to be semi sort of alphabetically ordered. Yeah, I feel like this is right. We're going to go with this order of the 5. So these are all 5 senators who are nominated for September Senator of the Month. So how we do this, it's a secret ballot. So how you can like message basically one of the 5 names to, I would say to myself, and then that way I can like tally it. But I want to do it with Deshawn, so that way there's no sense of anything occurring. So we're going to say, Deshawn, are you on the call? Are you hearing us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm on the call.
Perfect. So these are the 5 senators that have been nominated.
Oh, you good?
And so, senator, your choice, and the senator with the most.
The values that we hold dear, including the fight to achieve our ideals. And that's why Joe Biden and I.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. He's watching the debate too. I'm so bad. But with that, Deshawn will be recording your votes. Harmon, I would ask that you state the senators' names, just like, so they can vote and send their vote to Deshawn. But basically how we're going to do it, once the vote is recorded and Deshawn has a winner, we won't be revealing it today. I want to do like a big Instagram reveal with Genesis. I'm going to work on that. We're going to do like a cool little this is the Senator of the Month. But yeah, we're gonna make it pop in. You're gonna be excited. It'll give you guys like a morale boost. I'm excited for it. So that's how we're gonna move forward. Whenever you're ready, Harmon, let them know to start sending names to Deshawn, and you can send them through the chat function, please.
All right. Senator Hunter, Brigadel, Soto, and A. Gonzalez. You can now vote. All right, I'm hoping you guys sent that. Senator Lewis, Gertz, Kalink, and Branch, please send it to them. Send it to Deshawn. Senator Pedroso, Medley Neyra, Rudd, and Little. Senator Lecky, Denton, Bateman, and Mayman. You can now vote. Remember, the names are in the chat if you need to remember. Senator Randall, Adams, Mouget, and Shaler, send in your vote. Senator Rudolph, England, Wang, and R. Gonzalez, send in your vote. If you need me to slow down, Deshawn, I can. I don't know how many you're getting.
You're doing fine.
Okay, bye. Oh, Senator R. Gonzalez, it's to Deshawn, not me, but thank you. Senator Martin, Selva, Waters, and Tooks, you can now vote. And Senator Abston, and I'll vote next. If my count is correct, it should be 29 total votes. Or 30, I don't remember if I counted myself. I'll count again.
I give my vote to everybody. I don't vote, but you all have my vote. Deshawn, are we recorded? Are we ready to, we can move forward?
Yeah, it should be 29.
Yes, you can move forward.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Deshawn.
You're welcome.
So I hope the upbeat music was just nice in the background. But with that being said, congratulations to whoever got it. You're all winners in my eyes. Moving forward, we are in closing announcements. Closing announcements. Any senators wishing to make any closing announcements at this time? Senator Randall.
Hey everybody, I never know what the right way is to go ahead and ask people questions, but if anybody's interested in working with the Victim Advocate Program on increasing funding or things like that, I'm meeting with them on Friday, and you can either join me or you can work with me, whatever you want. I'd love to have some help. Also, I am hoping to reach out to the University Counseling Center to work on some suicide prevention initiatives, in addition to probably Renew and the Mental Health Council. So if anybody's interested in any of that, reach out to me.
Thank you, Senator Randall. Gertz.
Yeah, I would just like to real quick read a few words from someone who I'm not very fond of, but who I really like this quote, possibly because Meryl Streep said it in a movie. and that is from the late Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher. So shout out Senator England. And that is, watch your thoughts for they become words, watch your words for they become actions, watch your actions for they become habits, watch your habits for they become your character, and watch your character for becomes your destiny, what we think we become. And I just wanted to read that because I think while the Senate has continued to operate and has done some things that I think are quite admirable, such as the work from Chair Leckie on a rent relief bill, unfortunately stalled by an administration that doesn't care or otherwise has legal issues. I think that we've also done good work in trying to bring people in. I think we continue to do that. However, I do believe that there are some unfortunate trends within this Senate that continue to exist. And I said I would continue to remind you, so I will continue to remind you, which is that I think the Senate in many ways fails to consider things as bills or as resolutions, but rather considers them as sponsored by friends or not friends. I think in many cases we completely throw facts and ideas out the window in favor of leaning towards those that we are friends with or not friends with. And I'll be honest, I like some of you. I do not like all of you. I do not like most of you. But I will say that I am willing to work with all of you. And even though there are, well, most of you, all but one or two. And so even though there are continued issues that we should continue to work together. We should continue to abide by our rules. We should continue to reach outward from this Senate. I found that though I find myself becoming increasingly frustrated with the Senate and with how I've been treated by much of the Senate and much of the Senate leadership, I found the small amount of happiness that I can find in communicating with those people who are not in the Senate and those students and constituents who do need our help. And so while I still do hold much of this body in contempt, I do think there are ways to move forward. And I suggest the best way to do that is to get out of the Zoom bubble that we exist in, to look away from your friends and look to those who need help. So moving forward, I would just say that that is a good path, and I hope we all take it. With that, I yield.
Senator Adams, but before you say anything, please, guys, be respectful to each other. You know, some of the things that I've heard so far are not nice. So be nice and respectful in these chambers, because that furthers the tensions that senators feel, that furthers the toxicity that people feel, and that furthers the issues we're having. It does not help. But Senator Adams, whenever you're ready.
Hey, good people. For a little bit more lighthearted, I believe in the power that we all bring in helping each other. And on that note, the Student Foundation Students Helping Students campaign kicks off on Monday. And this year, the funds are going to go towards the Unconquered Scholars Emergency Housing Fund. So keep an eye out on social media on Monday, because a lot of information will be coming out about that campaign. And I would really love to see y'all engaged in it, because I think it's going to be great this year. And I'm so proud of everybody in these chambers, and I love you all.
Oh, thank you, Senator Adams. Senator Waters.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's always good being here on Senate every single Wednesday night with you all. Although we do have disagreements, I think that we could, disagree in a respectful and honorable way. And I think we've been doing that, or we've been better at doing that. And so I appreciate all of you, even if we may disagree. Nevertheless, voting. It's voting. Voting is happening. People are sending in their ballots. So please vote. Early voting in person here in Leon County starts October 19th, I believe, and ends November 1st. Additionally, the Supervisor of Elections Office should have sent you a little ballot type thing in the mail. Put your signature on that, send it back. They'll send you your ballot. So please do that and make sure your signature matches the one that's on your driver's license or Florida ID. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the voting process, you could reach out to myself or Chair Martin or Senator Rudd. We'll be more than happy to assist you and help you. Congratulations, Rudd. I'll be appointed to LGA And thank you all for a great evening once again. Please stay safe, wear your masks. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, are these more open? Are these more closing announcements? Senator Goodell?
Hi, yes, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Great, so definitely go vote, like the Senator just said. Closing announcement, the French Club is having its GBM this Friday, so if everyone wants to, learn some French or be involved and just learn about Francophone culture, I will be in deliberations and budget, but my VP and my treasurer will be doing the meeting, so definitely go and cheer them on and, learn some French. So that's my closing announcement for today. Thank you.
I guess merci, Senator Goodell. I tried. But with that, Senator Soto.
Hey y'all. I just wanted to remind you that this month is FSU's Pride Month, since normally it's during the summer. We usually hold it in October for students to partake in our events. And since I'm on the Pride e-board, we actually have an event coming up on Friday at 7, like Tom V mentioned earlier. We are co-sponsoring with AASU. I'm helping planning that event, so it would really mean a lot if some of y'all could come out and support. But just look out on the Pride FSU Instagram for more events if you want to become more familiar with what Pride does and just educate yourself on the community. It would help a lot. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Have a great night.
Thank you, Senator Soto. Senator Mouget.
Hi, it's October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This month means a lot to my family and I. So please hug your loved ones this month. Women all around the world are affected by this every day, and men. So just keep that in your heart this month. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Mouget. It slipped my mind. I have a couple liaisons to appoint. So if anybody could motion to unlock the calendar just so we can go right back to new business real quickly, it would be appreciated. Senator Soto.
So moved.
Is there a second? Senator Mouget?
Second.
All right. So we are unlocking the calendar. We're in new business. I just need to appoint a few liaisons. Senator Ash Soto to the Pride Student Union. Senator Kenley Adams, I already appointed you to CHAW, but I just wanted to make sure it was more official and make sure I put it on the website. I just want to make sure it's on the website. I want to make sure I say it officially because I'm not sure if I ever did. And then Senator Gonzalez, Ashley Gonzalez for the Veterans Student Union, and then Senator Waters to the Student Foundation. So congratulations to all four of you. I look forward to the work that you'll be doing in conjunction with those organizations and making sure you push yourselves forward. And then for Senator Randall, I would like to appoint you to COGS. I know you've been in communications with COGS and stuff, and so I think that would definitely be an appropriate liaisonship. So Senator Randall to COGS. So there we go. There's 5. And I'll make sure to email Ben Young to make sure that they're on the website and updated so that you guys know who is in what position. But that's it. We are going back to closing announcements. Moving forward again with the calendar. We're back in closing announcements. Senator England, did you have an announcement?
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to call for the orders of the day. My apologies.
Yeah, it's okay. You can still call it if you want.
Well, yeah, okay. I call for the orders of the day to return to closing announcements. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Senator England. Senator Gonzalez.
Yeah, so real quick, I want to take this time to thank all of our servicemen and women, veterans and first responders. It's very important they're recognized for the work they do day in and day out. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Senator Gonzalez. With that being said, closing announcements, I guess have concluded if there's no further ones. So we are now in, well, I don't have any closing announcements. Honestly, all I would say is get financially certified if you haven't. And if you haven't, you're not on this call. Besides that, I think that we did a good job tonight. I'm happy that we're able to be more friendly. I think it's appropriate to have conversations with each other rather than kind of like, I don't know. I feel like we're moving forward. I'm happy. I'm excited. Definitely highlight of my night is having 5 people nominated for Senator of the Month for September. When I was a senator, I don't even think we ever had 5 senators nominated. So I'm just happy and excited to see that you guys value each other. to this extent. So it makes me empowered, right, Mujay? Like fist pump it. I'm so excited. I'm ready. I'm happy. I'm like, let's do it. But with that, if the pro temp, the clerk, anybody had any closing announcements, pro temp Harmon, if you wanted to say anything.
Yeah, so I've been bringing up the voting and stuff. Hopefully we'll get that implemented next week. It'll be a little better. So yeah, on that. In regards to Resolution 86, I'd really love to work with the sponsor or any other sponsors that are people that would like to work on that, because I had an issue not with the actual resolution, but with the fact that it was being passed before a statute change, and it would conflict with that and whatnot. So I am totally open to helping. I know there was one thing that I would have liked to add that I didn't get the chance to, but obviously that's all in the air. But we have disagreements, and I don't hold it against anybody. I don't do it maliciously. I don't do it for any other reason other than the fact that I'm trying to follow the rules and statutes. But I appreciate the work and the voices, or the work that you guys are doing and the voices that you are bringing to this table, virtual table. And also I wanted to shout out Vice Chair Wang for doing 11 pages of minutes in rules and calendar. That was a lot. We had a big discussion, and she offered to do it, which I am 100% grateful for, because I don't know how to do that. But other than that, get a good night's sleep. I'm probably going to watch the debate. Oh, it's still on. So let's go watch it. I don't know. Good night.
I'm going to restart it. I'm very upset. But moving forward, does Clerk Roy or Press Secretary Genesis, Shaw, Press Secretary Shaw, do either of you have anything you'd like to say in closing announcements? If you do, just raise your hand, maybe.
Good night, everyone. Just a few quick things about Senate Instagram. We're starting Instagram takeovers on the Senate Instagram. So basically what this is we would give one of you access to the Instagram account, and you would go on our stories and kind of take over. So like introducing who you are and what you do, and basically taking us through your day. So if you're interested in doing that, fill out the social media request form, and I'll send you over more information. And then the second thing is that I'll be doing Senate meeting recaps also on the Instagram. This might include using recordings of the meeting and just providing an overall summary of what goes on here in the Senate meeting. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up of that. Thank y'all and have a good night.
Yes, thank you, Genesis. I love it. I'm really excited. Yes, I'm so happy we have Press Secretary. Tyler Roy, our clerk.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you all for your work tonight. Definitely as we're moving forward with new nominations and like different people being appointed to positions, hopefully our work will continue getting better. We'll be continuing to open up this student senate and our positions to members of our student body. And as per the quote of the week, I want to give one by Booker T. Washington. And his call to action, that's, if you want to lift someone, or if you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. Make sure as you're doing your work that you do continue to help even on the individual basis, that you make sure that people are represented, that they do get the things they're wanting to see from our student senates, and make sure to help someone this week. So thanks for your time. Hope you have a great night.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you. That was nice. All right. So with that, there's one last thing I did want to remind senators. So Bill 94 has been signed by myself, signed by the student body president, and signed by Vice President Hecht. And that bill basically makes it to where there's, I believe it's 5 days. It changes the timeline in regards to forwarding letters. So if you're a chair of a committee, if you're a committee member, just in general in Senate, I think we all need to make sure we read over Bill 94. It's on the website. Make sure you read over and understand the new changes that are now going to be implemented, because it means that, for example, today we were supposed to receive a forwarding letter. From my understanding, it's either today or tomorrow. But we were supposed to have received a forwarding letter so that we could hear candidates for this upcoming week. So if we don't get one, that means that if we receive one later on this week, we would hear it not next week, but the week after. So it's just kind of like ensuring that the timeline is more I guess, in sync. I'm not really sure what the correct verbiage is at this time. It's 10:36. I definitely I'm ready to go. But with that being said, oh, the debate just ended. That sucks. Well, we're gonna let Deshaun do the advisor closing announcements. He is the only one who has an announcement tonight, and then after that, we will do our final roll call.
Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone. I just want to give a shout out to Budget Committee and Chair Dean for conducting so many interviews this week. They've been waking up from 8 o'clock and finishing around 4 or 5 o'clock every single day. Again, if you all want to be a part of budget deliberations, please be a part of that, because it's a great experience if you all want to be involved with Budget Committee in the future. Another thing is shout out, I want to give out to Senator Randall for conducting his first RTAC meeting and presentation. He did an RTAC presentation at Budget Week this week. So it's a lot that's been going on this past weekend that he had to deal with. So just want to give a shout out to him and a shout out to all of you all for being a part of this. And sorry that you all had to miss the debate. Hopefully you all can catch it afterwards. But I appreciate the whole work that you all have done, and I continue on to see the things that you're all going to do for the future. And I just like to tell everyone, if you all want to have a meeting or Zoom call, feel free to email me, and I'm always available. So hopefully you all have a great night.
Thank you, Deshaun. And hopefully in the next week or two, we will be having a retreat of some sort to kind of uplift spirits some more. I really want us to go in like a happy direction. I just feel like we've been struck with strife for so long. But so with that, we're going to do closing announcements. Did you have a point, Lecky?
I wanted to ask real quick, are we going to do a town hall anytime soon?
Yeah, I need to send out a message in the chairs chat that I created to set up a date for next week. I think next week on Thursday, or next week on, I would think Thursday would be the best, just because there's no committee meetings. But yes, I definitely think we need to do one of those. I've just been personally put behind from a lot of different things, but thank you for right here. So with that, final roll call. Harmon, whenever you're ready, because I'm ready.
All right. Senator Adamik, Murcia, Akonda, Bateman, Gertz. Please raise your hand if you're here. There we go. Okay, I got Bateman, Gertz, Adamik, Murcia, Akonda. No. All right. Senator Little, Selva, Fahey, Rossi. Fahey, Rossi. Senator Mouget, Shaler, Wilkinson, Primozic. Senator Primozic. All right. Senator England, Wang, Yanam, Rigadel. England, Wang. No, Yanam. Rigadel, I got you. Senator Soto, Lucky, Gonzalez, A. Gonzalez. A. Gonzalez. Senator Denton, Martin, Adams, Pendleton. Denton, Adams, Martin, Pendleton, no Pendleton, Abston, Ferguson, Mayman, and Dean. All right, got Abston. Mayman and Dean. Mayman, no Dean. Senator Pedroso, Rudolph, Medley, Neyra. Senator Tooks, Ross, Kalink. Tooks or Ross. Senator Alvarez, Waters, Stinson, and R. Gonzalez. Okay, no Alvarez. Waters, Stinson, got Waters, no Stinson, R. Gonzalez, Senator Rudd, and Randall. Awesome. All right, we're done.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn this meeting at 10:41 p.m.? Oh, look at that. England's hand flew up. We're going to go England. Go ahead.
So moved. Also, yes, I moved to adjourn.
All right, and I accept it. Let's go. It's adjourned. Have a fantastic night. I hope you all enjoy your sleep. Do whatever you need to do. Adios. It's been a great night. I appreciate you all. Always great to see your faces. Yeah. All right. Bye.